And welcome back. We got another episode of Sarcasm Speaks. I'm Jared with Bobby, and today we got Scott. We got a special guest.
Hi, I'm Scott.
Scott alias Stella,
Nice
as
to
some
meet
of you
you.
might know him.
Nice to meet you.
From potentially one of the funniest fucking shows that I've seen in a while.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff. What's it called?
Weekend Warriors, baby.
Yeah. So it's up on Amazon, right?
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
So if you have Amazon Prime, you gotta fucking check it out. It's called Weekend Warriors. It is absolutely hilarious. That is a giant fucking bug.
Huge bug. It looks like a stink bug.
I think it is a stink bug.
Should I get a picture of the bug
Yeah.
for social media?
Yeah, and then probably you're gonna want to smush it.
Mm-hmm. And then put it on a plate and
Throw
say,
it
look
out.
what I got at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Like everybody tweeting their fucking food to me. Well, fuck with you, Big Mac.
I'll handle the bug thing.
Yeah, that's good. At least one of us can kill bugs.
I was just going to let it be. If I had it for my house, I would have probably fed it.
Although, yeah, it is if it is a stink bug, does that mean it's gonna smell when you smush it?
Sometimes.
Is that? Yeah, that's cool. You're gonna. Oh wow, you're like
He's not
an
the...
environmentalist. or
Yeah,
something.
like a bug whisperer.
He just took the bug and put it in a little container, and now he's carrying it.
No, he flushed it.
Oh,
He's taking
flushed
a ride.
it. Why wouldn't you just crush the
Dude,
shit out of it?
it's going to go into the pipes into Australia like Nemo. That prince will have a great life in Australia like Nemo. Remember? Get out the dentist's office?
Yeah,
Come on, dude.
You guys mentioned stink bug. I didn't want to deal with the smell, so I just, handled it.
All right, no, that's fair. You're a lot smarter than me. I would have fucking smashed it and then just threw it out.
Well, you see, when you smash a bug on a white molding, then you also have to clean up the bug guts.
Yeah.
It's chess, not checkers. I see Bobby as playing chess.
I wouldn't have thought like that.
You would have been like, I'm just going to kill it.
Yeah.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Just gonna smush it. So you guys are in the middle of recording season 2, right?
Yes.
So season 1 is up on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you guys got to check it out. Was that Lou?
Yeah. So, Weekend Warriors is, real quick, it's basically a show about, those degenerate guys that never grew up? That's about
Yeah.
dad who just party on weekends.
I can't relate to that at all.
So, I play Johnny Jameson. He's that gym teacher. You know your teacher you had in high school that still wore his class ring and he was 50? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was drinking at the local pub after school every day, and he was just
drinking
or
during
I would say, or under the bleachers.
yeah, he was just a piece of shit. His favorite day was the scoliosis test, the female gym class. I play that dude.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so
or the presidential fitness test where he has to go in and
spot exactly.
spot them. Yeah.
When he offers to hold the rope during the non rope climb. No, all right, just drop down to the mat, girl. That's who that is. So I play Johnny Jameson. It's like a shitty. It's supposed to look shitty because it's a guy who says, I'm going to do a reality TV show with my friends.
Right.
And I don't have shit. And I just want to show you how stupid my friends are. And in the midst of that TV show, we're degenerates that do drugs and act like idiots.
Yeah.
And it's pretty damn funny.
It is actually pretty funny. The cool thing too is I can tell you guys look like you're having fun when you're making it.
Oh, yeah.
I can only imagine. Obviously I know you and I know
Yeah.
Rob. And
Yep.
I know, that's actually really it. That's
Mm-hmm.
the only two that I know. But, knowing you guys and, seeing you go through different situations, I'm like, oh, man. That must have been so much fun to shoot that scene.
Yeah, and it's funny because, I'm also, I hate my wife. But in real life, I, love my wife.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I'm, wicked. I cheat on my wife in the show.
Yeah.
And in real life, I'm, loyal. So people are oh, my God, how do you get into character? I'm like, dude, I just act like an asshole.
It's part of being an actor.
Yep.
And it's such a good coping skill.
Yeah.
For, 3 hours every time I shoot, I can just act like a complete asshole.
Right.
It makes me feel so good.
You get it all out of your system there.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite episode from season 1 was the cookout.
Oh, the wintertime cookout?
Yeah. When the grill, he doesn't have the propane. Oh, spoiler alert. Hey,
Yeah.
whatever.
Whatever, dude.
He doesn't have the propane for the tank.
Oh, yeah.
So then he just gets the mini George Foreman that fits one patty on
And
it
he
at a time.
puts it in the fucking grill. So DL wrote that, and then obviously we go back and forth. Some people it's improv. It's written. He writes it, and then he
Yeah.
lets us improv. So I know the emotions. When he wrote that episode and sent me like, yo, we're going to do a wintertime backyard cookout. I was like, and he's like, but Cam is one of the characters in the show that Cam is fresh out of jail for, I'm not going to give a spoiler word, but not a violent crime.
Yeah.
And he's a white dude, obviously that acts like a black dude with a southern accent. Don't know how it happened.
That was the very beginning of episode
so
1.
I'm like, dude, why are you talking
Why
about
do you
that?
have a southern accent?
So, once he wrote that, Cam used to live in the projects in real life in Stoneham, so we shot that in the Stoneham projects. So, like, people looking out the window, like, who are these guys? And, like, we're pissing on bottles of liquor and drinking it. It was definitely, that day was cold as shit, but it was definitely fun.
Yeah.
It's definitely, it's cool, man. I'm glad you watched, man. It's crazy to me, because I'm like, we just shot some scenes, and the extras that showed up were actually fans of the show.
Yeah.
And like, oh my god, da, da, da. And like they see me and I'm like, girl, I'm really not like an asshole. Like, hi, nice to meet you. Like, I'm an asshole on screen. And then all of a sudden I get into character and the girl's like, oh my god, oh my god. I'm like, I have to do this.
Yeah. So it's like fuck. I'm retarded. I literally lost my train of thought right in the middle of what I was gonna say.
I do that all the fucking time.
Yeah.
So here's a random question. Have you ever seen Puddle Cruiser?
No.
So Puddle Cruiser was the first movie that Broken Lizard did before Super Troopers.
Yep.
And
I love Super Troopers.
So it reminded me a lot. The season reminded me a lot of Puddle Cruiser because it was their first movie. It was low budget. They did it on a college campus, and the humor, like the real true humor, it was really subtle.
Yeah.
Because you look at it, it's like, oh, this isn't so strong because it's like low production.
Low budget. It's weird.
They did it probably on no money.
Yeah.
And then, but like you actually like watch it, you think about it, and like, wow, this is actually fucking hysterical.
Oh,
and then when you're telling people about it, it's like, oh, we were watching this show, and like these were some, and like actually, this is hysterical.
Yeah. So you had said before, you were like, that's my type of humor.
Yes.
Like that's what we're reaching to. Like some people gonna watch this and be like, oh my god, it's fucked up. Like yeah, it is.
But like that's this show too. Like the people that like your show are probably also would listen to this show.
And it's funny you say that too, because look at if you watch even and Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys retweeted it, was like, oh, there's been people helping us out. Like JB Smooth retweeted it. But the thing is Trailer Park Boys. Watch the first season of Trailer Park Boys. It's low fucking budget.
Yeah.
And the director, Mr. DL, David Latch for Ill Mannered, he's a huge fan of the Always Sunny. Huge fan of Trailer Park Boys.
Right.
Huge fan of Curb Your Enthusiasm, which we all are. Like Larry David to me is like Michael Jordan.
He's unreal, yeah.
So it's and that's why it's awesome when you talk to people and like you like come do the podcast. It's like you guys get it. It's just it's the world got too PC and you gotta shake it up a bit.
Yeah, that shit really fucking pisses me off. Like the whole PC, like you can't say this, you can't say that. Like it's just says who. Like, since when did, words don't hurt you?
No.
Like, my fist can hurt you.
Yeah.
My words aren't going to hurt you.
No.
Like, there's nothing, I don't know, people are just giant fucking pussies about everything today.
Yeah.
And it's just aggravating.
It's disgusting.
Well, we were even talking about it a couple episodes ago when people were trying to change the name of the Nashville Predators to the Nashville Sabercats because it might have a negative stigma. Did you hear about that?
I didn't hear about that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So do we have to change the Packers too? Because that's freaking me out worse than the Predators.
Yeah.
Right? Come on, think about that.
Yeah, it's that was a whole thing that the Predators have a negative connotation.
It was brought up by college students, so...
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what? I just hope in a positive way the world slaps the shit out of some of those people so they just get it. Like, I've always grown up with, when you joke about something is how you heal.
Right.
There's nothing off limits in my world.
Right.
I was making jokes. My grandmother, I loved her. She loved her to death, but I was making jokes today like, yeah, I couldn't go to, like, this thing because my grandmother decided to die that day. Like, that sucks. But, like, yeah. If I can joke about it, I'm healing. So don't tell me on one hand if you can joke about it, you heal, and then I tell a joke. Like, comedians doing shows where people are snapping and are like, oh my God, did he just say that? I can't believe he just said that. Then don't go to a fucking comedy show.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Anthony Jeselnik. He has that same approach. Now, maybe he probably goes to the very, very far extreme, which I still think is funny because I can live with that.
Yeah.
But I know some people can't. But I find him hysterical.
Father of the Year. I watch that shit with my kids. The funny thing is my 12-year-old was like, Dad, I've already seen this. Because they all got Netflix. I was like, this dude's cooked. He's like, he's cooked, Dad. Yeah. But so what? I think he's absolutely hilarious. He's one of my favorite.
Well, it gets to the point now when something bad in the world happens, you go to him to look and see what the fucked up thing he's gonna say is. Like there was something.
So the one I remember was the movie theater shooting.
Yeah. There was something like recently. Like I don't know what tragedy just happened recently.
There's always something.
There's always something.
Sorry if we offended anybody.
Yeah. Whatever. But like something happened maybe like a month ago, and I had seen someone retweet what Anthony Jeselnik said about it, and I was like, oh my god, I totally forgot that he does this. And then I went and followed him on Twitter because I didn't follow him before, and now like I got it in my head like. Now, whenever something fucked up happens, like I'm just gonna go right to his page just to see what he says because it's funny, and like you can't, like if that's what's the saying. It's a cliche, but it's like if you can't laugh about it, you're gonna cry about it or something, and it's like, just I would much rather laugh about it then. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like let's just enjoy each other and like, hey, that's really fucked up, but like this guy's funny.
My grandfather, old school Irish guy, would go to wakes and he'd be telling jokes. And when I was a kid, I was like, well, "This wake supposed to be sad." And he's like, "No, you're supposed to help people. You're supposed to make them laugh."
Right.
Yeah, that's a huge lesson.
I was to say, I've been to very few wakes that weren't like my own family. Yeah. The last thing I want to do when it had been my family, I don't want to sit there and talk about like, oh, your grandfather was such a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking know that.
Yeah.
It's why I'm unhappy. Like. Yeah. And then, like, some guys came in, they were like, hey, well, we played football with him in 1949. Here's some stories. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, that's good.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they weren't telling jokes, but they were at least, like, you know, getting your mind off.
Right.
It.
Those are the best. When you hear, like, the stories about those people. Like, I remember, like, one of my favorite things, like, when I was a kid, like, after my dad had died, like, all of his old buddies from, like, high school, and they didn't go to college, but when they were college-aged in the 80s. Doing all kinds of fucked up shit.
Really?
Like
in the 80s?
Yeah, I know. Really, it was such a
that's really out of character.
Yeah,
for the
it was such a straight edge time. But they would tell me all these fucked up stories of like the stuff that they would do, and like one of their friends growing up had a house up in Loon Mountain, and they would go there every weekend, and like everyone would be like, "Yo, your dad was the life of the party." Like one of the days, he like somehow in like a condo. He found his way into the attic. There wasn't a real attic. It was just beams and insulation. And no one knows what he was doing up there. He was by himself. And then all of a sudden he must have been like walking on the beams and slipped because he was fucking obliterated. And he fell through the ceiling and caught himself with his arms on the cross beams. And so his feet were fucking dangling over one of the like the fucking kitchen, and everyone was like, "Found Bobby."
Dude, that's Weekend Warriors shit. Yeah. Bobby was the original Weekend Warriors.
But like that's the coolest shit. Like that's what you want to do. You don't want to sit there and be like,
no. Even this, like so, like even the shit I've had some shit going on at work, trying to like restructure, trying to move, trying to. We actually have like a lawsuit against someone going. And like even then, it's like all I do is just make it light, make it fun. Even though I'm supposed to be sitting there grinding away on like, hey, like you know what's our strategy? I don't know. Let's just burn this fucking place down and move on. Like
that's a good strategy.
Like we'll figure it out after that.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing is too is like you go to wakes and speaking of wakes real quick, like I love the people that you haven't seen in 20 years. Like if there's anything you need. Yeah. Bitch, I ain't seen you in 20 years. Yeah, I want 2 Pop-Tarts. Give me 2 Pop-Tarts. Make sure 1 strawberry, the other's a brown sugar one. And I want a 40 ounce of St. Ives. And when you come back, I want you to wear a Canadian Goose jacket when you bring it to me. Bitch, you ain't seen me in 20 years. Don't tell me if you need anything. Don't do that.
I would wait.
It would be great if you had like a bunch of note cards in your pocket of like outrageous requests. Like, hey, if you ever need anything. Hey, well, you know what? Since you asked.
Yes.
Here, you can take this one.
Yeah.
Yo, Bobby, I'm so doing the no card wake. I'm gonna do the no card wake. Thank you.
Or you wait until like the next day or like 2 days later, and you text them and call them and be like, "Hey, remember when you said like if I need anything, Well, right now I'm on the toilet and I ran out of toilet paper.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna need you to go to CVS and grab me some toilet paper. Make sure it's the Charmin extra soft, because I treat my asshole with respect. So I'm gonna need you to buy that. Yeah, and then bring it to my house here. And I would pick someone that like lives like
absolutely.
an hour and a half away. Be
Yeah.
like, you told me if I needed anything.
Anything.
Yeah. I can't sleep.
Anything at all.
Yeah.
I can't sleep. It's 2 a.m. Can you bring me an Ambien? No? You said anything. And then just text him back. Liar. And you never talk to him again. Next week you see him stop. Don't even.
Yeah.
Don't even say you'll give me anything.
Don't come in with
don't
that.
do that to me again.
You're getting 2 note cards this time to prove your worth.
Yeah. Hey, that's my cousin. False Promise. That's what my cousin's name is. False Promise. I love that shit. Oh, man.
I don't. I mean, no one does. But I was gonna say I fucking hate going to wakes. Nobody enjoys wakes.
I literally have a rule, like, unless you're really close to me. Like, I don't even, like, oh my God, your great aunt died. I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
Send flowers.
Yeah.
Your cousin's husband died. Oh, it's horrible. I gotta work.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, it's from 7 to 9. I'm like, long days.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll go to them shits unless I have to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best part about living in the middle of the woods. Because no one expects me to go back to Medford for anything.
Yeah, right.
So you got the wakes from 4 to 7. I'm like, dude, I don't stop till 7:30, and
Yeah.
it's 45 minutes. It's like, so I'm gonna be late by 3 hours.
Yeah, I'll just be like, you got an Apple Watch? Can I FaceTime in?
Yeah.
Can you bring an iPad to the casket so I can see it and talk to him? Give him his last, give him my last conversation with him, even though he's laying there dead.
I'll kneel and say a prayer from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear the FaceTime? Hey, it's me. Listen, I'm really gonna miss you. I couldn't be there, but I'm glad I could FaceTime in. Apple got conference. Let me call our other cousin. He didn't want to come either.
Hey, make sure you bring me around to everyone. I need to ask them if there's anything they need.
Yeah.
I'll do it for them.
Hey, can you walk me through the line real quick?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Wait, bring me to the first person. If there's anything you need besides a charger, because I'm about to die in this iPad. Hand me the casket. Oh, man. You should be able to FaceTime funerals and wakes. Come on.
It's 2019.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah. I've had, like, FaceTime relationships.
Yeah, how does that work?
It doesn't. It doesn't. Like, oh, yeah, long distance relationship works. And then, like, you get FaceTime.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. It's like, hey, what's up? They want, like, I can, like, just say whatever I want, right?
Anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
Anything.
So they want to, like, FaceTime fuck. And I'm like, yo, what is that?
Yeah.
They're like, I'll play myself and you play with yourself and look at the fucking screen. Yeah, all of a sudden your fucking mother clicks in. Get out of here, bitch.
Yeah.
I know that shit.
It's like, all right, cool. If I'm gonna jerk off, like I'm gonna watch porn.
Hold on. That's my cousin. She said anything I need.
Yeah.
I'll click back over. Hold on. Hey, can you bring me that Ambien?
She might need something.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No. I told her at the funeral if she needed anything to call me. I gotta go. It's fucking weird. And then like somebody's like, hey, let me use your iPad. You're like,
No.
it's like using my mattress with dirty sheets on it.
Might be stuck.
Yeah. Why doesn't your little square button work? I don't know.
Product defect.
Yeah, product.
Yeah, I don't know.
exactly.
It came like that.
Fucking Steve Jobs.
1995 Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Or 2000 Steve Jobs. That was
Oh, that's never gonna air. That's never gonna see the light of day.
that's a lost episode.
Yeah. So we actually had a lost episode already.
Shouldn't be lost.
20 episodes in. We might take some.
So the only reason
clips.
it's lost is because we got into some issues with the repeater, where I tried to really emphasize my point like 16 times, and then we left the conversation, went to a different conversation. I forgot. And then wrapped up that point yet again. It was really irritating.
That's awesome. No, you should...
When Dats gets hammered, he tends to repeat himself.
No, I tend to repeat myself when I get hammered. It's amazing. I'm a repeater. I'm a habitual repeater too. Some dude from my work was at my house, right? And I was drunk, and he's like, I knew you were drunk. He's like, you told me the same story 6 times. I was like, yeah, but it was better by the 5th, right?
Yeah.
He's like, no, you said.
Ooh, lucked out this time. You didn't get the 8
Yeah, you didn't get the 8.
story.
Oh, you didn't make it to 10? I wasn't that drunk.
Yeah.
I tell you something 12 times, I am fucked up.
Yeah, so I mean, we may clip it and like post some clips to YouTube, but that episode is dead.
No. You just need to run it in entirety.
Yeah.
And be like, you know what?
We also said some like really not okay things in it where like we can literally say whatever the fuck we want, but like that one was like, we might have crossed the line a little bit.
Yeah, you might offend somebody.
And we're not famous enough yet.
Well, no, I also think it was. I don't know. I think some people actually said some stuff that they don't actually believe.
Well, that's the thing
the best.
too. Probably mostly me also. I
if you
tend
say
to
it
do that
enough,
a
you
lot.
believe it.
When I get really drunk, I like to like argue and debate with people. So I'll just say shit that I don't even really believe.
Okay.
And then I just get fucking like me and Finn, our buddy Finn, were going back and forth, and like I had said something, and then he said something, and we were going back, and I was like, yeah, no, you're right, and I just like completely contradicted myself.
Yeah, that's fine though.
Yeah.
That's what makes it good.
Yeah, but so stay tuned. I don't know.
I
Maybe
wish like news
we'll clip
reporters contradicted themselves more because that's super entertaining. Like imagine that if
Yeah.
they just constantly contradicted each other,
Yeah.
like themselves. Like in the first 5 minutes of like an editorial from like fucking Chris Cuomo. It's like this president needs to go down. He's a master manipulator. He doesn't know business. He went bankrupt. 10 minutes later, he's like, but we do have a president that can land a deal. Get people to think the way he wants to
He
think.
really understands
I
the
need
art
that.
of the deal
Yeah,
and how it works.
Exactly. Like, why wouldn't you do that? And just be known for that, dude. I tune
I
into
know.
that all the fucking time. I'd be like, listen to this dude. He's fucking both sides of the aisle. This is amazing. You know what I mean?
Playing both sides. That way, you always end up out.
Yeah.
End up out on top. End up on top.
End
What
up
the
on
fuck?
top. Yeah.
Yeah.
English.
Words are hard sometimes.
I was.
When they're not being offensive, they're hard to speak.
You know what offends me though? People who are offended. They're so offensive. I'm like, you're so offended. You're offensive.
Yeah.
Like-
No, seriously.
Oh, it's irritating.
In the
shit.
world,
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. You don't have to believe I said it. I
Yeah.
just said it.
Right.
You're right. Like
I mean,
I
we're
get
all
into,
thinking it. I just said it.
and I get into it with people. I'm like, I'm not gonna get on the religious spiel, but I'm like when people are super religious, I'm like, dude, you read a book where like, dude, his best friend was a hooker. He was 30 years old and lived with his mom, and then they stabbed him and put him up on the damn cross.
Yeah.
But yet I make a motherfucking joke about the Neverland Ranch, and I'm Satan. Come on, man.
Yeah. So I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, speaking of Neverland Ranch, that was a great segue.
Yeah.
We went from the Bible to the Neverland Ranch.
Yeah.
They just work off each other.
Smooth like butter.
I think that was supposed to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was meant to be.
Oh, dude, you guys haven't seen it?
No.
No.
I
Oh
haven't
my
seen it
God.
yet. I've heard a lot of things about it though.
So, I'm watching TV last night, and sometimes I go home and drink all the time.
Doesn't make you a bad guy.
Nah, so I'm a couple in, and all of a sudden, like, my wife and I sitting there, and, like, I was filming on Monday night, so she had watched part 2, Neverland Part 1 came on. Now, Part 1 is when one of the dudes who got molested, and I don't chuckle to be like it's funny, I chuckle because I'm, like, uncomfortable, even talking about it, thinking about it. This dude went into detail about what Michael Jackson did to him. And the shit he went into detail about was pretty fucking embarrassing. So now I'm like, and in my head I'm like, what's coming out now? Michael's dead. Like, he's the king of pop. Maybe this dude just wants money. But then when he got into the story, I was kind of like, ooh, oh, ugh, ah, whoa. And it was like constantly, like, it was like literally the whole special, Bobby, was this dude telling what, like, at first he's like, well, I started laying down with him. I'm not going to ruin it for you. Is that right to
Please
say?
don't. Hey, please
wait,
don't.
wait, is that right to say? Like, I'm not going to ruin it for you.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert! But yeah, you don't spoiler alert like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
But dude, and then he gets super fucking graphic for the next like half hour. So like every 5 minutes I was throwing up my mouth, and I don't know if that was because I drank too fast, and then I had sauce, late at night. You know how it goes?
Yeah.
Or I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
But God, shit.
Yeah, that's I had heard. So the one thing I heard people were saying is that one of the guys, I don't know how many of them were there, but
I saw 2 of them, and their stories were pretty much alike.
yeah, one
One's
of the
from
guys
Australia, mate.
had hello, no, that's wrong.
Nope, you were in
So
England.
you're just being a British person that's not
From
in Texas?
Texas, yeah.
You need to be a British person from Texas.
Okay, all right. But I heard one of the guys originally in 2005 had denied that anything had happened, and now all of a sudden in this thing he changed his story. Which whatever, things change. He was alive then. He's dead now. But like, what?
There might have been hush money.
Why you do
Yeah.
that?
He might have been getting hush money in 2005.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And
Yeah, like the they have like they get the paperwork, sign this, you'll shut your mouth.
I'll give you this
Yeah.
much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also like. I don't mean to compare it.
Don't get me wrong, he's fucked up. Like, that to do that to a child is really fucking gross.
Well, we were talking, and I had said, like, to Bobby, like, I was like, yo, just the fact that he was like, yeah, I have kids sleep in my bed. That's just wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like,
say.
you deserve to get fucked up over that. If somebody
Yeah.
else's little 7-year-old is sleeping in your fucking bed at a ranch you call Neverland,
Right.
you need to get fucked up.
So what I will say, too, is that where were the fucking parents of these kids?
Starstruck, and you'll see it.
Like, I don't care if, I don't know, who's the, like, a really fucking famous person?
LeBron James.
LeBron James, or, yeah, or, like, Brad Pitt. You know, like, if I don't have a kid, but if I did, if I had a 7-year-old kid and LeBron James or Brad Pitt or fucking, well, Tom Cruise, I was going to say Tom Cruise, that's a bad example, because he's fucking crazy. But, like,
And my
literally
kids are all taller than him.
anybody, yeah. And if they came up to me and was like, I'm in love with your kid, I want to fly him out to stay with me while I go and finish this movie or play this game or do whatever. Is that okay? I would be like, no, that's not okay.
Yeah.
Part 2, would it be like just you and the kid? Yeah, you can't come. Well, then absolutely not. Absolutely
this
not. You
dude-
cannot take my child away on tour with you by yourself, himself. No.
So here's why I believe it.
No.
He bought the family a fax machine because this is before the internet.
Facsimiles.
And was the kid? He was faxing the kid like 10 times a day.
Did he
Like,
fax him a dick pic?
I love you and I miss you and shit like that. No, because I don't think you could back then. He didn't FaceTime fuck him. So it was crazy. And then he asked the mom, like, oh, because the kid was like a Michael Jackson impersonator, so he was like, hey, he can come live with me for a year. I'm gonna boost his career. And the kid goes to Hollywood, and I can't even call it a spoiler alert. You're gonna have to see, but I have to say this. And the kid was a side piece because he was dating Macaulay Culkin. Shit was crazy.
Oh my god.
And the kid was like, he was grooming Macaulay just like me. And of course Macaulay Culkin's going to say no. But here's the thing. Macaulay Culkin does mad drugs.
Oh, yeah, he don't look good.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
he used
so-
to. I think he's clean now.
But you got to, what's he escaping from, man? When you do drugs like that, there's trauma.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to get into my work mode because that's completely
Yeah.
not who I am
Yeah.
right now at this moment. I'm almost like a schizophrenic.
Yeah. That's what makes it great for
It's so
fucking
great. Such
radio and TV.
Oh my God, I got a
podcasts.
face for radio. Look at this
Yeah.
fucking guy.
But yeah, no, I absolutely agree. When you get into drugs like that, you definitely have some childhood trauma that's going on.
Yeah.
And like, where did it come from?
Yeah, they're going to out it. There's going to be a lot of people outed in the next 10 years. Because, like, it's just Hollywood's weird to me.
Yeah.
It's like a mystery.
But, so again, is anyone surprised by this?
No! We knew it!
No, it's just the.
I know!
So what it
detail.
sounded like, it's the details. Because
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet.
So,
I've only seen people comment like, "Wow, this thing's gross," and I'm like,
Disgusting.
and
So
I'm like,
my thing-
why? I'm like, well, why are they saying it's gross? Because we know, everyone
Yeah.
knows we know. Oh, details. Yes, no, that sounds gross.
yeah, no, absolutely. Like, the details certainly make it gross. But,
It wasn't just the pasta sauce
If
and
you-
the beer last night. That shit was gross.
if you back it up 15 years ago...
No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended. Don't back it up that far. But if you back up 15, 20 years ago, more than that, whenever, like even back into the 90s and the 80s, if he was doing this and everybody knew, nobody cared then.
That's what happens.
But now all of a sudden people care because he's dead.
Yo, listen.
This is what I don't get though.
I know.
It's you can't play both sides. Like if you are against this certain thing, then you need to be against it. It's the same thing, as much of a piece of shit and as much as I hate him with Harvey Weinstein. Everybody in Hollywood knew
Dude,
what was going on.
Seth, what's his name, made a joke about it
Yeah,
years ago.
everyone knew what was
Bill
going on.
Cosby. It took Hannibal Buress to out him.
But I was to say, even Harvey Weinstein, they made fun of him in Entourage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody knew. It was the worst kept secret. And then his movies would come out and people would giving standing ovations, and at the
Dude, he's turning to
Oscars,
Oprah.
people would celebrate him at the Oscars and all this shit. And it's like, now all of a sudden that this comes out and it's confirmed, oh, he's a terrible human being. He's hashtag me too. No, bitch. You knew what was going on 15 years ago.
He's been a horrible human being.
You don't get to flip now just because it's public. Like, I don't like, and then and I get it, and I'm not in Hollywood, I'm not in that scene.
It's a weird fucking
so I
scene.
understand that there's the whole power struggle thing and whatever, but if you are going to tell me that if in, let's call it 1995, the top actresses that were being abused by, I didn't mean to quote that, but they were being abused. If they were being abused by Harvey Weinstein, and all of them decided to come out together against him in 95, you can't say that what happened to him now wouldn't have happened then. Because it would have. Because people are human beings, and human beings hate other disgusting people.
But the power is the fear is he's their lifeline. He's that money. He was getting actresses that came out against him were getting blackballed and weren't getting parts.
And I get the times change, and I get the generations
But I
change.
agree with you. I'm just.
But why did it work in 2017 or 2018, whenever it went down? And why wouldn't it have worked in 1995?
Well,
why couldn't have we got ahead of this back then? Because people let it happen.
So people in power let it happen. And he abused his power, which was intimidation. It's like intimidating a witness. But you're right. Like, that's the thing. Like, you look at we'll go to the R. Kelly thing. I knew R. Kelly married Aaliyah. Like, I knew that when, I'm 39. I knew that when I was a kid. Like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
She's a kid. But everybody let it fucking happen. And now it's like, oh, no, this shit has been happening.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that, and it's hard because when you attach and I'm not dissing anything, when movements start, they start with a good intention, and then somebody grabs it and uses it for their political power.
Right.
They use it for political exploitation, and it's almost like poison in the well, right? Because now it's like, oh, this, and like people use it as a weapon. Now, I say this to people all the time, and I'm getting way too serious, but this is great. I say this to people all the time. They're like, oh, Bill Cosby's fucked up. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, we all know who Bill Cosby is. Name 3 of his victims.
Right.
They've all been on TV. Their names have come out, but we don't, because it's all you, Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby's in jail. He ain't suffering. So, like, I look at Oprah. I look at Oprah like, yo, like, if you're really about it, like, take care of those victims. Pay for therapy for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Other than that, shut the fuck up, because you knew Weinstein was doing that shit. You knew Bill Cosby was doing that shit. That's like saying I didn't know Chris Farley was sniffing coke. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. And everybody has 20/20 vision and hindsight, and everybody's a genius when everything's in hindsight. But when things happen, it takes a true leader. Like, everybody wants to walk a path that has been blazed. Fuck that. Be a trailblazer. Blaze that path. And you said it. If that path was blazed in 95, shit would have came up. If one girl went to the police and was like, he raped me, they have to react.
Right.
Yep.
But,
and especially,
and it's hard to come out when you're a victim like that. I'm not going to take it away.
No, it is. It is.
But these guys that were around Harvey Weinstein that are letting this shit happen and then fucking blowing him literally in fucking at a fucking Emmy Award or whatever the fuck show he's on. I don't know what the fuck those shows. I don't care about them.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're a dickhead too. And then it's funny because his friends that all knew he was doing it now like, oh my god, he's so fucked up. Motherfucker, you knew he was fucked up. That's like you guys telling me right now, I didn't know he was drinking beer. That beer shit fucks him up. No, I'm drinking beer with you, motherfuckers. And don't tell me in 10 years that you disagree with the fact that I was drinking beer.
I didn't know Scott drank.
Yeah, what the fuck? Get out of here with that shit. That was a fucking serious moment. J-Bone was getting pumped, Bobby.
Got there.
Yeah.
J-Bone was getting pumped.
So I get fired up occasionally.
It happens.
Sometimes it happens. Yeah. You know? I don't like getting smart.
Yeah.
It's so fucking
No, you can't get too smart. It's dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
You're absolutely right.
You start getting too smart, people start expecting things of you and holding you to a higher standard, and it's like, you don't really want to get too high.
Yeah.
There's nothing to come down from.
Well, it depends on what kind of high we're talking.
And if you're at work, right, even if you know how to do something that's outside of your job limit, if you're a true vet, you realize you don't say that.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, no, I can fix every phone. Yeah, I know how to do that shit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, next week you'll be fixing every phone. You'll be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Someone asked me, like, oh, dude, I had a problem with the printer. Let me tell you something about printers. Hold on.
Yeah.
So when I worked at Bridgewater, Had issues with the printer, couldn't figure it out. I spent my entire shift, a 4-hour shift, trying to fix a printer that I couldn't fix, that someone from IT came and fixed in about a minute.
Yeah.
Second printer, when I worked at Stop and Shop, they're like, oh, can you change the toner in the printer? Yeah, sure, whatever. And I like try to click it in, doesn't click. I hit something, all the powder starts falling out.
Oh, the black powder?
Yeah.
Oh, that should have stained your clothes forever.
So, like, luckily it was just all over the floor. So, I'm like, what is... I go, where's the ink? Because I'm a fucking idiot. And it's like, no, that is the ink. Anyway, but... So I go and get a shop vac. And I'm like, cleaning up the toner. And I look behind me. There's just a huge black cloud in aisle 6. Because it was shooting out the back.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit, for real?
Yep. So a big
like
cloud
exhaust?
on aisle 6. And I was like, guys, I got 2 things. Can't fix the printer, and I just shot ink all over the store. So, whenever someone has an issue with the printer...
You just walk the other way.
I'm just like, I am fucking terrible with printers. Now, can I usually figure it out? Maybe, but yeah. I'm just like, I don't know how to... I can't do printers.
Yeah.
Can't do them.
I try and be very selective on solving problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said that today, actually. There was an issue with one of the reports that I was writing, and like someone wrote something in a section that didn't belong, and I was like, I could fix this, but I'm not an administrator, so it's not my problem.
Oh, really?
And then I just kept going.
That's what I do. But then I get mad at people who play dumb.
Yeah.
I'm like, he knows what he's doing. He's just playing dumb.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I'm playing dumb.
Yeah. Absolutely. There's a time and a place. It depends, like, on my mood. I'm very mood dependent on, like, what I'm
Mood
actually
dependent?
doing. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of mood dependent.
Yeah.
No, I'm like that too. But the only problem is if someone isn't going to fix something, or if I'm not going to do it, then it literally is not going to get done. There's 3 options, and typically if I don't do it, like, no, honest to God, like, it's not getting done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I live that way.
That makes me actually really appreciate working with Derek. Shout out to Derek again.
Shout out, we love you, Derek.
We love you, Derek. He had texted me the other day. He was listening to an episode. He's going to be listening right now. This is my buddy that I used to own the business
Derek!
And he was like, wow, you guys talked about me a lot on that episode. And I was like, yeah, because we love you.
That's nice.
But yeah, so yeah, that you saying that, like, if you don't do it, it's not going to get done makes me be like, oh yeah, so maybe we didn't have it that bad. We couldn't make it successful, but we worked well.
Chapter ain't over on that one either. But
yeah.
No, it's like I'm even like trying to like figure out like even something as simple as QuickBooks. Like we've been using like the debit card for the business.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to use.
We got
credit cards.
You got business credit cards?
Max them out.
You're balling.
Don't worry, you ain't getting us that far. It's actually not much more than like my personal card. So.
Yeah, I maxed out my credit card. I bought a bike. Not one with an engine. I didn't say motorcycle.
Yeah.
I said bike.
Yeah, no, it was a mongoose.
Target sells
Do you
mongooses
remember
now.
those?
Target sells mongooses now.
Really?
Man, I buy my kids mongooses all the time.
That and what was the other? Harrow. I had
Harrow.
a Harrow.
No, Harrows were nice.
I had a Harrow when I was a kid, and that was fucking
Bro,
awesome.
I had a Diamondback.
I remember Diamondbacks.
My buddy had a Diamondback.
What was the other company that was with like it was Harrows and then
GT.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, GT.
Yeah.
Boom. I'm so old.
So I remember when
Yo,
we had the
I need the bottle open. That's what you need.
oh shit.
Okay,
sorry.
when you had the what?
They came out with the gyro fucking handlebars.
In Greek, it's hero.
And yeah. Oh, you mean a hero?
You mean a hero handlebar?
With the fucking, because you never used to be able to turn the handlebar past 180 degrees.
Now you were spinning it.
And then with the Harrow and everything, we would just go and just fucking spin it, and then I would just face plant and fall.
The best thing is they
But
made the
I
extra
tried.
bars near the seat so you could surf.
Yeah.
You could stand up and surf. That never ended up good with me.
Yeah. The
Nope.
pegs.
The pegs? Oh, dude.
This was right down.
Oh.
So you
Yeah.
you used to be able
It was
to.
right on the crossbar.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The baby stopper?
Yeah. But I remember, like, it was the worst thing. Like, well, you were cool if you had pegs on your bike. But then it also sucked. Because your other friends that either didn't have a bike or, like, you went and were just hanging out. They're like, oh, can you peg me home? It's like, fuck, dude. Which, now that I'm older, that sentence means something totally different.
Peg me home.
Can you peg me on the way home?
Yeah.
You want me to peg you on the way home?
Peg me.
Yeah.
home.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, so the strategy on pegs.
But it used to suck because
Which,
you would
I don't
have
know.
to you would have that much more weight on your bike, and
are,
you would
are
have
kids
to
allowed to
pedal.
ride bikes anymore?
Probably not.
Yo, yeah, but you could be like 30-year-old and you gotta wear a helmet. I'm like, what are you doing? Whoop! You get pulled over, sir. You know you don't have a helmet on. I'm like, dude, I'm on a fucking bike and I'm drunk. You're gonna get a DUI. I'm out. I'm telling you right now, the keys weren't in the ignition when I was on my bike. So dude, I took a girl to moving cinemas on my pegs. Like, half a mile. Get on, girl. We'll go in the movies. I took the movies on my pegs. Hold on. If she fell off, I would have just went to the movies. Oh,
Just keep going. Don't stop.
Don't stop.
Don't
that
stop.
was it. I think I saw like I'm old, so I think I took her to see like Ghost in the Machine or some shit. I was like 12. Get on.
I'll pick you up at 8.
Oh, I thought it was Fonz. Hey.
Well, dude, there was always a certain group of people that A, pegged others, and then B, loved getting pegged. Which now I can't even say it. I can't even say it
You
anymore.
can't
They-
say it.
I
I
can't
can
even
say it.
say it. He fucking ruined it.
That's some
ruined
like
it.
prison shit. Like yo, so
Some
you
people like getting pegged.
you like getting pegged or you like pegging? Because in this cell, I'm the one doing the pegging.
Yep.
Like that's how I would handle it.
Better be along for that ride.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Jump on the back. I'm pegging you. Right?
All right, so here was the strategy on pegs.
Let's go.
So,
I'm gonna learn something today.
if you wanted the pegs on your back, fine. You put the bolts. This is insane. I'm gonna truck
Go
through
ahead,
this.
let's
I'm gonna
go,
truck through
let's
this.
go.
Yeah, just
So,
keep going.
Let's go.
Bolts go on, tire on. Pegs, screw them on, hand tighten outside.
Yeah.
Tell everyone that they're bolted on.
Yeah.
No one will call you on it. And you could probably throw a screwdriver through and tighten it real hard.
That's
so
what
if
I
someone tried to
It
hand
still
tighten
happens
it,
like that. I did my son's pegs like that.
yeah.
Peg my kid.
Were you Michael Jackson?
So you knew you were going
Forever.
somewhere. Knew you were going somewhere, and it's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to peg someone because fucking Jerry's gonna be there. He always needs a fucking peg home. So I throw pegs on either side. Oh, I'm sorry, on the same side because I was at the skate park grinding. I've never fucking grinded on my bike ever.
Yeah.
Not
Dude,
once.
you grinding and pegging. I usually grind and then it leads to pegging.
My childhood just became oddly sexual.
Yeah, it did. It was cool though. It's cool though. It just,
It's all right.
yeah,
But it wasn't back then. It was just me riding a bike.
Was it the Ass Blaster 5000
Oh, what?
from Always Sunny?
Jesus.
Max Ass Blaster.
Max Ass Blaster.
So anyway, you had the pegs.
Go ahead,
on-
let's
Yeah,
go.
so that was it. That was the
Yeah.
one.
Do you ever have the pegs in the front when you couldn't fucking steer and the fat dude always
Oh,
asked you
yeah.
for a fucking ride? Fuck the fat
Oh
dude.
no way! Well, I was also way smaller than everybody always. So I no one
You have to
trusted
like
me to
look
peg the bigger
sideways
guy.
around the fat
So
motherfucker.
So the funny thing too, this is
You know the front
fucking
picture, the
hilarious.
dumbest shits on the planet.
Oh.
How the fuck do you turn with your cousin's,
So that
your
was-
boy's cousin's bumper
that-
on the front?
That was the best thing too. Was someone like so?
Oh, can I ride
obviously,
handlebars?
exactly. It would be like, oh, yo, can I hop on your pegs? Like, all right, yeah, sure, whatever. And then someone would be like, yo, can I get front pegs? And it's like, what? Like, how the fuck do you want us to get home? Like, I think my tire pressure is gonna like, fuck, I'm
you
gonna
look
like ride on the rims on the way
You look
home.
like a family on a moped in a third world country.
You look like fucking India.
I was gonna say,
Dude, have you ever been to a third world country and saw 5 people in a moped? This guy has. This guy has. And I was like, oh shit. Like, I didn't know whether to make fun of him. I had jokes for days, but I was like, that's fucking amazing.
It's
And,
impressive.
Dude, none of the kids have fucking helmets on, and they're still doing 30.
Like one of them's holding on by one hand.
Oh, dude. Mom,
He just got his arm tucked underneath a
he's
rope.
got one in front of him, one holding the back, mom sitting on the fucking bar, and then a kid sitting on the front handlebars, and he's taking them to school, and then going to work. This shit is fucking amazing. That's why America sucks. I don't let us do anything fun.
I was just about to say, like, I was doing some book learning yesterday, which is
Oh.
always dangerous. But it was the guy was talking about like $100 startups or less, and it was like some guy in Cambodia just peddling people around. It sounded like a rickshaw. He called it something else.
Yeah.
But
a junk.
But he's like, yeah, you just like, load people up, and like that was the business. It's like, yeah, in third world countries, this guy, he would fucking
It's called-
back peg, front peg, and fucking have the 2 guys hold a third guy up
Absolutely.
just so he could get wherever he was going, and he'd probably do it faster than any of us could have done just like regular bike riding.
It's called Uber.
Not in Cambodia.
Not in Cambodia. It's called Boober. Bike Uber.
It's called Remy.
It's fucking amazing.
Just the guy.
That's amazing. Like, do you ever see those? Like, you ever go to New York and see those dudes that are like, and like, this is why America sucks, right? And I'm gonna tell you why, right? I love America. I'm American, but I'm gonna give you why America sucks on the other end. Yo, so you go to New York, right? Like, you go to Chinatown and shit, and you go somewhere, and they have like the cart that's pulled by the person.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like on some tourist shit. It's like, no, they do that shit because they don't have a car. They don't have a horse. But you think that shit is authentic and funny, so this poor motherfucker is pulling you and your fat ass wife around New York, and you're like, this is great. You might as well just throw dollar bills in the back of his fucking head and tell him that life sucks. Like, why would you do that? Like, I never get that. Like, when they try to do cultural shit, like, no, they do that shit because they're poor.
Yeah.
And they don't have anything else. But then they come to America and like, oh yeah, we can make money off of pulling these tourists around. And these poor bastards are pulling them around. And the dude's jogging. He's skinny as fuck because look what he does for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
He's grabbing my fat fucking aunt and her fucking fat ass husband. They're eating fucking a box of KFC. Well, this motherfucker's just trying to pull him to fucking Uptown. And he started in the fucking Lower East Side, poor prick. I hate that shit. That's why when people like do the fucking horse rides, I'm like, motherfucker, we got cars.
I
took her on a horse ride around Copley, and then I engaged to her. Motherfucker, you should have fucking rented a Lotus, drove really fucking
and it
fast.
smelled like shit the entire time because the horse just fucking, they drop shit and they keep the fucking bag around its ass.
Around its ass.
Yeah.
And if it was a cow,
if I was a horse, I'd be
out.
pissed. If I was a dude horse, because you know the horse's fucking ball sack
are right
is hanging and they're fucking slapping against the shit bag.
They got shit balls.
It's you're either getting your balls covered in shit, or the thing is smacking against your balls, and he's probably hurting. He's probably got purple balls by the time he gets home.
Dude, he's got horse-made shit sliders from the '99. The fucking poor prick's got shit sliders right on him. The little baby burgers just rubbing on his nuts. Poor like, I would be like, no, motherfucker, that horse doesn't need to be a part of your engagement. Oh my god, it was so romantic. It was like Renaissance. You know what else they did in the Renaissance? Killed women and cut their motherfucking heads off.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Is that going to be a divorce?
You want to bring the bionic blade back too?
Yeah, is that what you're going to do for your divorce?
Yeah.
If you're going to do that for your engagement, what the fuck are you going to do for your divorce? You're going to kill it? You're going to throw her off a fucking tower? Jesus.
That's what they did in the Renaissance.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. And I'm like, yo, why the fuck, like, oh my god, wouldn't it be romantic to take a horse and carriage ride around the park? No.
No. It wouldn't actually.
No.
And see, I just thought it was my hatred towards other people when I see like people getting in the horse. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you think, you're fucking like awesome or something?
Yeah, I feel bad for the horse.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Because that life sucks. Get a duck boat. Ain't nothing wrong with duck boats.
I know. The duck boats are great.
Listen, if you're listening to the podcast right now and you're that guy's like, oh my god, these guys are fucking assholes. I took my girl on a snowy night through the fucking park in a horse and carriage. Way to fucking go. Yo, I'm glad your wife thinks she's Cinderella, because in fucking 20 years from now, she's going to look like the Wicked Witch from the fucking East and hate your fucking guts and never remember your fucking horse and carriage ride, alright? Fuck your horse and carriage. Poor fucking horse. You know,
you set the bar way too high to start.
And if you're the motherfucker who thinks it's fucking authentic to go to fucking Chinatown and have fucking little Billy fucking hold the handles while he pulls your fat ass around in a fucking two-wheel cart, you're a piece of shit. You're the same fucking person that fucking still does the thing with their fingers to slant their eyes when they do impressions of Chinese people. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some hot takes.
That's a PSA right there. That's a public service announcement right there. Oh, I love this. This is great. Sarcasm speaks. I like you. And that's not sarcastic. This is a good show. Fucking.
This is it. This is all we do.
This is what you do?
Alright, so as long as we're demeaning people.
Oh.
Found out. So I found out today. So this was in 1966. And this isn't going to be racial because it's in Canada. So
Canadians can't be racist.
The Hockey Hall of Fame didn't allow women and children in. At least in 1966. They weren't allowed to go. So Ted Lindsay just died.
Yep.
So
his wife got to go there for the first time.
He didn't go. He didn't go to his induction.
His wife couldn't come?
Because he's a better person than I'll ever be. But he goes, well, you guys don't allow women and children in here. I'm not going. I won't go until you do that. Which then just reminds me of Augusta National, where they didn't allow women.
This is great.
Black people, any minorities, any of that stuff. But the tournament always just seemed to do fine.
Yeah, they did just fine. Dude, I went to a wedding at a golf course called the Plantation in Florida, and it's a very nice golf course, but there was people playing shuffleboard with Confederate flags when we pulled in, and I was like, oh, this is cool.
I'm not
What the
in
fuck?
Boston anymore.
Yeah, I was like, I am definitely. And people are like, well, Florida's to the south. I'm like, yeah, a lot of weird shit happens in Florida.
Oh, Florida, yeah. I haven't heard about anyone's penis getting cut off lately in Florida. That seems to be like
that's weird.
every other week or something.
Well, yeah,
It's been a few.
Like, yeah, I'm Irish, so like it wouldn't even be like, oh, his penis was cut off. It'd be like, oh, his wife surgically removed his penis.
Yeah.
She used laser treatment to remove his penis. I think it would probably be easier to remove a tattoo than my penis. It's just I was cursed like that. I'm fucking, dude, I'm fucking hung like a stamp. It's cool though. It's cool. That's fine.
Oh
Yeah, but
man,
I honestly think
lot of self confidence and personal endowment on this podcast.
Oh, dude, it's
Oh,
self confidence. And you know what? I still don't give a fuck. If you're getting those
Oh, it
fucking
doesn't
rides
matter.
in those two-wheel carts
Oh.
from the Asian dudes in Chinatown, you're a piece of shit. I don't care how small my dick is. You're a bigger piece of shit.
He might actually have a smaller dick than you.
The dude in the fucking back has no balls. Because
Exactly.
if he did, he'd walk his fucking woman through fucking Chinatown.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so nice. Let's get on it. You know what? You're gonna see fucking 10 people moped rides coming soon. Oh my god, it's so authentic.
It's not authentic. They do it out of necessity.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, they can't afford 2 cars or a car, so they're
No.
all on a
Like
motorcycle.
I always wondered that shit too. Like if I was from like a third world country and I went to water country, I would fuck somebody up. Think about that shit. I would fuck you up. Like I'd be like, I can't get a fucking gallon of water. These motherfuckers are going down slides. Like they go down the lazy river. You know what we call the lazy river where I'm from in the third world country? The lifeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water
No,
water
seriously.
supply.
Yeah, it's crazy. Every
Yeah.
time I go to water park and somebody had mentioned that to me, and I think about that shit all the time. And
Yeah,
you
because
know,
like all these people, like they don't have clean water,
Yeah.
and we're over here
sliding in it.
just,
You know what I mean?
literally sliding
in
in
it.
it,
I'm like-
pissing in it.
I'm like, dude, you ever
Fucking-
go down to Geronimo? They're like, no, I'm dehydrated for 4 days. Like, what the fuck is that?
I got
Who does that
scurvy.
shit?
I got scurvy and rickets. I haven't
Yeah.
been on fucking
Yeah.
Geronimo.
Oh no, our water gave us malaria and dysentery. But you know what my water gave me? A fucking thrill ride
That's
with a
right.
raft on it. My wife was screaming. She loved the ride. What the hell?
You best believe I hit that Boston Tea Party.
Hell yeah.
How many times when you were a kid did you run around a mushroom spouting water out the top of it?
You ever seen just a crazy bug with water flying out of its back? And you can just jump in it? Like that is so fucked
And you'll
up.
never know tragedy like when you go on a ride because you know you really like that one and it's closed.
Oh,
Talk about real tragedy.
that is
yeah.
that is some real shit. That's some first world country shit right
Yeah,
there. They have no
no.
idea what that's like.
No,
They don't.
They'll never will either.
Like they don't have toilets that flush, but we have a ride that you can go down and you go into a bowl and you spin around and you feel like a turd being flushed. Like that's what we have here. So how like I'm telling you right now, if I came to America from a third world country and saw a fucking water park, somebody's getting fucked up. So I would flip.
Dude, no wonder a lot of these immigrants, maybe not even from third world, but like Irish dudes and Polish guys, like they come over here and they're so fucking mad all the time. They're always so angry. I was like, oh wow, Eastern Europeans pissed off all the time. It's like, maybe it's us that sucks. Nah, they're just pissed all the time.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing
Nah, they're
is,
just assholes.
so like I go to water parks and I think about that shit. And then I finish going down the straight slide and pick my wedgie and don't think about it again.
yeah.
And so I'm fucked up too because I'm having a great fucking day.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
like we have indoor water. I went to an indoor water park in the fucking Poconos
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago. That shit was fucking huge and amazing. And I was like, wow, this shit could save a country. Can I get one of the fucking lights out? I had a pool bar, so I was.
Can I pay extra for the fast pass?
Yeah, exactly. I ain't waiting this long.
Half the
Yo.
ice on that Mai Tai costs more. Charge.
Yo, I'm literally mad because I'm waiting in fucking line to go down a fucking slide in a raft that makes me feel like a turd into a bowl. There's some poor prick in a third world country that has just walked 7 miles to get one Home Depot bucket of water for his family for the next week. And he hasn't washed his balls. His balls
Ever.
are like the horse's balls on the fucking carriage in New York. It all comes back to that. That's fucked up. His balls are like fucking horseshit sliders because he can't wash it. And meanwhile, I'm mad because I forgot the 2-man raft and I only have a 1-man raft and I want to go down with my kids on a fucking slide of clean water. What the fuck is wrong with me?
and he's wearing a 2017 Philadelphia Eagles.
No, it would be the Patriots one. They only get the loser shirts.
Yeah, no. When did they? Oh no, it would be this year, 2018.
He's wearing 2000.
So it'd be a 2018 Philadelphia Eagles fucking championship Super Bowl T-shirt. They send all the losers.
Are you talking about the Nigerian kids?
Yeah,
Dude,
they
they
send
It
all
would
the
be a
losing
Rams
jerseys
shirt. They just
we
Rams
played the
just
Rams,
lost.
dude. We didn't play Philly.
whatever.
He
Or it
was
would have been a 2017 Patriots one.
There you go.
The 19-0 shirts are floating around.
Yeah,
Or
the
it's like
19-0.
or it's like a fucking Home Depot shirt.
Yeah.
Actually, so kid worked at Modell's in my high school. He showed up with a 19-0 shirt the next day.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome. That's
Damn.
awesome. So speaking of that, they want to rename the Predators. Let's talk about the Giants versus the Packers. That sounds like a fucking fat person porno. Hey, have you seen the Giants versus the Packers? Oh! Right? Fucking what? It gets too PC.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm glad I came to see you guys.
Well,
'cause I'm not PC at all. This is fun.
No, and then
This is the anti-PC show.
no. It's just. I mean, we have some standards that we will go down, but
Nah, you do.
I mean, we deleted an episode, so.
Yeah, and it should have been
but
deleted.
only because, but not because of the content, but only because of the way it went. It was very irritating to watch because it didn't flow or anything.
So we went from Bobby to Robert Repeater. You don't have to be Robert Repeater. You just let it fly. Let that shit fly.
But it's like it's just so annoying to watch.
No, it doesn't matter. It makes it funny for you, but that shit is funny for other people.
So the best part about that is that we recorded the second show on Saturday, and then me, Finn, and Vinny left because we went to go get tins at the store because that was a good idea,
Tins?
like tobacco.
Oh, you dip?
Yeah,
Nice.
we get some downstairs still if you
I
want.
don't dip.
Uh,
I tried it and I swallowed it. And I
yeah,
fucking
that's the one time. That's the one time I won't swallow.
Oh my god! That was weird. So tell me about your experience at Neverland Ranch. Sorry, that was...
I never made it. I wasn't. He didn't make me famous.
I was too ugly.
Do you know how hard I worked there? I worked that shit till I had calluses on my hand.
Dude,
and I didn't get fucking famous.
Real quick before you go on, you know what my father says all the time? This is how fucked that. This is the lineage I come from. He's like, I was a fucking altar boy. What? I wasn't good enough looking? What the fuck? Like, I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, what? I wasn't good enough looking? Like, they didn't think I was handsome?
Oh, what the fuck?
I'm like, Jesus.
Someone did that in some show.
My father literally said that to me.
Was it Brian Callen?
Yo, he might have said
it was
that.
either
My
Brian
father
Callen
said
or
that to
Joe
me when
Rogan,
I was
I think.
15. When that shit like really hit the
the Father
fan.
Gag and
He's
stuff.
like, what? Yeah, Father.
Yeah.
What a name to be a child molester.
Yeah,
Father,
and a priest.
Father gagging. Like, think about that. That's Father gagging.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't beat up.
He got killed in jail, didn't
Yeah, he did. And
Yeah.
all the automatic doors that never opened were accidentally open.
Weird.
That's amazing.
Oh wow, what a
You know,
strange
there's a guy named Whitey
malfunction.
that was in a
Yeah.
maximum security that the dudes ripped his eyeballs out. Nobody knew shit.
Yeah.
He
I don't know how that happened.
He accidentally got put in jail with a hitman from Massachusetts and DeCollegiero from Massachusetts, who lived in Burlington, by the way.
Yeah.
And he accidentally ended up in their pod, and it's just a coincidence that a Massachusetts hitman and another kid, Italian from Massachusetts, fucking killed him and ripped his eyeballs out.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So weird how
Total coincidence. It's weird how.
So weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like,
Yeah.
like
What are the odds?
I still don't believe it really happened. I have a theory about it. No, I don't. But yeah, my father used to say it, like when I was younger, I'd look at him like, you're fucked up. And then when I got older, I was like, I get the joke now, Dad. You are ugly. That was the joke, right? He's ugly.
Yeah.
That's literally the punch.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like,
man.
I was an altar boy. Why didn't they fuck diddle me?
Yeah, well, fuck with it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. And he always had the priest jokes. And my mother's like Catholic, so my father loves telling it. Like, loves telling the stories.
She get mad.
Oh, she's like,
get
and
fucking pissed.
a couple of bad apples don't spoil a bunch. I'm like, no, Mom, that's a barrel of apples.
Yeah.
There's a
yeah.
barrel of apples.
No, that's a tree. And
Yeah.
you got a bad tree.
Yeah, you have a bad
right
tree.
now. Yeah.
Now they're backpedaling. This is a weird episode because we've talked about we segue to Michael Jackson from the Bible, and now we're talking about Catholic
Yeah.
police not diddling my dad. It's where it's going.
Things get weird up here.
Yeah,
It's definitely this week. This is because you guys brought me out to the woods.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm mighty far from a highway. I'm that guy. I'm like, zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
Where's the highway?
You roll in and you're like, oh, dude, Waze had me go like the weirdest way. And I was like, oh, did you take 24? You're like, yeah. And I was like, get off at exit 17? Yeah. And then you took like a bunch of back roads from there?
No,
Yeah,
that's just the
literally,
way.
yeah, that's literally the only way to get here.
My response? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. And then I come into your house and like, so I quit brown liquor like, not this Thanksgiving that passed, the Thanksgiving before, right?
Yeah.
Long story, horrible experience, ginger ale toast, throw up, like wife and kid driving through the hood of Lynn. I'm just fucking cocked. So God forbid anything ever happened.
Yep.
I woke up the
Useless.
next day like, oh my God, if something ever happened to them, I'd just be useless. And like, I can never do that again. And then I come into your house and it's like, hey, look at my bourbon collection. And I'm like, wow, who brought Howdy Lang to the $10,000 Coke party? Way to go, guys.
Do you think he can still do coke?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, you can always
Really? With the collapsed
Just rub-
fucking
rub-
nose?
Yeah, rub it on your gums. Or shoot it in your veins. It's just, I'm just saying.
No,
there's a-
Hey, if there's a will, there's a way, man.
That's
Exactly.
That's some commitment.
Dudes drink liquor in their butthole. Go
No,
right
it's
to it.
true.
And you might see this in a Weekend Warriors episode, but there's a new thing called eyeballing.
Oh, my God.
They drop fucking vodka in
They
their
just put the
eyeballs.
pour in the eyeball.
Well, that's been going on forever. That was around when we were in high school.
That wasn't around when I was in high school because I'm
Well,
old.
yeah, but like girls would take fucking, for whatever reason, it's always girls and doing dumb shit. They would take vodka and put it in their eyeballs, and then they would take a tampon, soak it in vodka, and fucking stick it in their pussy. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that might have been talked about in season 2 as well. Tamponing.
Yeah. But it's like, and then like girls would die because they would be like 17 years old and they would do that, and it's like they would die from alcohol poisoning. And it's like, what? At what
I will
point
say,
did you think this was a good idea?
There is a protective mechanism to drinking your alcohol. Is if you drink too much, you can usually start puking.
Yeah.
And get rid of it.
Yeah, or you just pass the fuck out.
So if you drink it in your butthole, will you just start shitting? I'm just saying.
Well,
It's
through
like-
the transitive property, yes.
Yeah,
you give
I
yourself
guess.
a beer enema.
Yeah.
Or a vodka enema.
Oh, I gotta clear myself out today. I'll let you guys know how that goes
You
tomorrow.
know, actually,
I'll
I
text
know,
you.
Research.
Group
You know
text
what's
tomorrow,
really
let you know what
popular,
happens.
actually, is coffee enemas. People do those all the time. You have to brew.
What?
You have to brew.
You're gonna have to educate me on
Yeah,
that.
let's go. Let's go.
I'm gonna
Well,
doing it
first-
again. Shout out to Derek.
Start one with what is an enema
An enema is when you
outside of a Blink 182 CD.
when you take some sort of liquid and put it into your ass,
Your rectal hole.
and then you
Squeeze it.
squeeze and you keep the liquid in you, and then you flush it. It's a way to flush your colon.
Gross.
Yes. So again, shout out to
This
Derek.
episode is
I'm
taking
not
a
gonna
couple
name.
weird turns.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna name names, but he knows exactly who I'm talking about right now. There was a person that him and I were
That never stops. This story
encountered
is-
with at some point
Okay.
that swore by coffee enemas. They would do it once a week. There's a special kind of coffee that you have to buy.
Yeah, what's it
and
called?
then you have to brew. I don't know, enema coffee.
It's called shit.
Yeah, shit brew.
Yeah.
So you have to
I
like.
just did an espresso with my ass. I'm ready to go.
They explained the whole thing to me. You would have to like brew it the day before. You'd have to let it sit. It has to be room temperature. It can't be too hot.
Oh, it
too
can't be
cold.
scalding hot.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
It would fuck
Why
you
not?
up. Well, you just didn't want it enough, really. You gotta go.
Hot.
You could go hot.
You'd have a hot pocket.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So then you take like the vessel and you fill it with the coffee, and at the bottom of the
Little
vessel
bag, yeah,
there's
we'll
a
do.
tube.
I know what that is.
So I think it was. You have to lay on your right side
Why can't you lay on your left side?
because your liver is on your right side. And the whole purpose is to like cleanse your liver as well as your colon. I don't know. They were fucking hippies, man. Like this is what they were telling me. I've never done it. So you would lay on your right side.
Can they get here
You
within
take
20 minutes?
You take the tube, about 45,
Because I'd do it.
and you insert the tube in your anus, and then you take the vessel and you move it, up higher, so gravity takes over.
It's a gravity vacuum.
It's gravity.
Just like filtering water when you're camping.
Yep. Or if you're in a third world country. And the coffee goes into your fucking ass, into your colon, it fills it up. And then you have to clench and hold it for as long as you can. Ideally,
we're practicing. Hold on.
Ideally, according to that,
I just got an inch taller.
Everyone that's listening right now is just clenched their butthole a little bit.
A little bit. You all did it. We all know.
No, don't fuck around. We don't.
I gave up after a few seconds.
So you hold it. I think they said ideally was like 4 minutes.
Oh, fuck that.
Fuck that. I can't clench my butt cheeks.
I can't do that either. But that's what they said. And then you...
What, they do buns of steel?
Then you, get up and, sit on the toilet and just let it all come out. And then you just fucking go about your day. Apparently, it's amazing. Apparently, it does wonders. I've never done it. I probably never will.
Yeah, but your friend did it.
I've also heard similar benefits to kale, and I'm not in on kale. So I'm not in on enemas.
Listen, man, I'll never have a kale belly. Oh, you can't wait. I got a kale belly. Motherfucker, I got a beer belly.
Yeah.
If you tell me you got a kale belly, I might kick it.
Do people say that?
No, but I'm just saying.
Okay. No. I got very concerned because
kale reminds me of a Cabbage Patch Kid.
Kale might be the most disgusting thing in the world.
I'm out on kale.
It's
disgusting.
It's gritty. It's like I'm eating sandpaper.
But
I'm also out on spinach.
If sandpaper fucked a head of lettuce, you'd have kale.
That's actually spot on.
It's spot on. You'd be like, hey, look at that piece of sandpaper. Fucked that fucking iceberg lettuce. Now we have kale. My grandmother's maiden name was Kale, but I don't think she fucked lettuce. Or sandpaper. I love you, Nan. I miss you.
She never let us.
She never
do
let
a
us.
lot.
Yeah. That's why I always said, that's why I always thought
your joke stinks.
Yeah, that was awesome. I love stinky jokes. They suck. That's why I always said God was a vegetarian, because I always say let us give thanks. Why you thanking lettuce, motherfucker? That shit ain't worth it.
I love dad jokes.
Oh, I hate that. I love them. I have a
Yeah.
bunch. I have a bunch. So, I mean, I like this podcast. And, let's just recap. We went from Neverland. We segued Neverland Ranch with the Bible, then somehow got to priest banging dudes, little kids, and now we're talking about my grandmother, whose maiden name was Kale, and she never fucked a head of lettuce.
Or sandpaper.
Well, yeah, I think so. So sandpaper. Was it safe to say that? Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm 90. I'm 90. She didn't.
Yeah.
Can never be too certain of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, the world is so. You know what else? And then we also talked about it. I wish news anchors would just contradict each other.
Actually, that
oh my God, expecting rain today. 10 minutes later, they're like, sunshine's on the way. I'm just fucking confused.
It's gonna rain.
It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. And then 10 minutes later, like, get your beach chair ready because it's beach weather.
Hope you guys get your sunblock out.
Dude, let me ask you another question. Now that we're on that, dude, why are the weather chicks so hot? They're really good looking.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what the channel is. Everyone knows.
They always have
so
a good
everyone
weather.
knows that Fox News is notorious for
Sherry Spears,
only smoke shows.
Cindy Fitzgibbon before that. Look, I know the names.
I remember her.
But
what happened? They're like, it might be cloudy with a chance of precipitation. I'm like, it's gonna rain, baby. Rain.
It's raining hard.
It's raining hard. I got my weather antenna up. The rain, Sherry Spears. And they dress them hot. Why do you do? 2 seconds in, I don't give a fuck if it's gonna snow. I'm like, damn, you see that dress?
Yeah.
There you go.
Do you guys know why they make them so hot?
So you don't pay attention to the weather.
No, so people will watch.
Well, yeah.
That too. I mean, but honestly, I could.
Well, if you have,
it's the internet era.
So first of all, you need your target is people who watch the weather, and at that point, you're gonna need horny guys, and then you want to have the hottest.
I fell under those two. Keep going.
You need to have the hottest news or weather woman so that they pick your station over the other stations.
Right.
And the best part about it is they're like, we're expecting 1 inch, and I talk back at the TV, no, you're expecting 3. Right? And I believe they're expecting 3 inches.
This will be the hardest 3 inches you'll ever get.
It's going to be, this snow's going to be heavy and compact. Oh, it's going to be compact.
It's going to be real dense.
It's going to be dense. Like, I they're so hot. Like, I watch Sherry Spears, and I'm like, damn, she's hot.
Well, that's what I mean, what I was saying before. Like, so Fox News is notorious for just having hot women and do anything. But every single station, regardless whether it's Fox or 7 or 10 or 5 or 4, whatever, they all have smoke show weather ladies.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
even like she
they
went.
just get it. Everyone,
she
it's
went
like
national.
it's like an unwritten rule.
She went national, but I was like telling driver, you got a little drunk in the trunk.
Yeah, she was good.
Yeah. Do you know in like Europe and shit, they do like topless weather reports?
I knew you were gonna say that.
What the fuck?
Topless weather reports. I've seen that.
I don't know. Yeah, I watched that shit. I don't think I watched. Yeah, I watched that shit.
Yeah, what's the weather in Barcelona today?
Listen, I need to.
So that's how you
know what the weather's like in Prague every day.
I was gonna say that's how you know what the weather's like in Europe all the time.
You're gonna want to know what the weather's like in Mexico because I just googled to see if we're talking about it, other people are obviously talking about it, and other people have already put this info together. Okay, so I just typed in hottest weather women, and Janet Garcia. Yeah. Okay. She is just absolutely owning this Google Images page.
She's ugly, right? She's an ugly news lady.
Yeah, real ugly.
I hate that shit.
Yeah, that's awful. She'd probably get fired.
Like, and then the dude comes on, and I'm like,
there's always one dude that's like old.
And I'm like, yo, is he like, they love him? Is that who you love?
Why couldn't it be me?
Yeah, is that who you love?
I should have went to school for meteorology.
So I went to Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
Yeah.
So I learned like all the behind the scenes and the teleprompter.
And how to hold the microphone.
Oh, dude, it was so funny when I went there.
Whoa.
Let me see her.
Wow.
Oh my god. That is the ugliest news lady nobody's ever seen. Wait, whoa. Whoa.
Start scrolling.
Oh my god. You don't want me to scroll. So guys, listen.
But just remember, you're only 2 clicks away from Blackhawks.
Janet Garcia is the greatest news.
Is that Ted too?
Where is what channel she's on? Because I'm gonna order satellite.
Telemundo.
Oh, dude, if I woke up every day and was like, and she was telling me it was gonna rain, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna make it rain.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make it rain. Holy shit, dude. But then, like, the dude comes on, it's like, oh, JB's here, and JB's gonna talk about the weather. I'm like, yo, fuck you, JB. How many times are you gonna tell me it's gonna be 35? You tell me once, show me the graphic, and I'm done. Sherry Spears, I like when you joke. Oh my god, Gene, it is gonna smell like crazy. I'm like, oh my god, you're so funny, girl. Call me. Even though I'm in my living room and you can't hear me because I'm talking to my TV. I do that sometimes, don't tell anybody.
You gotta tweet at her.
Tweet at her?
Yeah.
That sounds like a fucking dick disease. So, yeah, my shit, I'm itching and shit, I gotta tweet at her. I tweet at her, like we went out on a date and she gave me tweet at her. It's kind of like the clap, but it's more like the tweet at her.
That's how you teach kids on
hashtag hashtag I'm scratching it.
Yeah.
Tweet at her.
How to have safe sex. This is birth control.
Oh, they let me
just show them a bunch of pictures of fucking herpes and fucking gonorrhea and syphilis and be like, this is what's gonna happen to you.
Absolutely, I'll bring fucking Stevie Syphilis over. They don't realize that fucking Al Capone died of syphilis. Oh, he was the biggest gangster in the world. You know what killed him? A dick disease.
Yeah.
So wrap it up, children. That's my public service announcement for your show. Wrap it up, children.
That's a drop the mic scenario.
Yeah, but I don't want to drop this mic.
Yeah, no.
I'm actually in a good position.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is a fun. You guys got a good show going on over here.
This is literally all we do is just talk shit.
That's great. That sucks. Bobby's over there showing me fucking pictures of fucking Mexican news ladies. I'm fucking happy as shit.
Yeah. Too bad she wasn't topless. Actually, shit. You know what?
Shit, what happened?
There's a show in the UK, London. What's the difference?
Nothing.
It doesn't matter.
Nothing. London is a city inside of Britain, which is the UK.
All right, cool.
United Kingdom is also Northern Ireland, and that's why with this Brexit shit, I want to go to Northern Ireland for my 40th, and now I'm not going. I want to go to Belize.
Okay, all right. So
kidnapped.
Yeah,
in the UK, there's a TV show called Dating Naked.
Okay.
You should look it up. Everyone that's listening, watching, doing whatever. It's called Dating Naked. It is the most hilarious show in the world. Because, so it'll alternate between, like, obviously, there's a guy with the host. The host is a female, too, which makes it even more awkward.
Is she naked or clothed?
She's clothed.
Okay.
That's
So the host is clothed. The
She sucks.
contestant is clothed to begin with. And then there's like 4 different people that are completely naked behind different panels. So like the way the show goes is like it starts out and they're like, you know, the door like slides up and they're like, oh, let's take a look at their legs and feet. And then like the host will talk to like the dude about like the chick's like ankles and feet and stuff.
Oh, God.
And then they like do a little bit of like a fucking conversation, and then this is the one episode that I saw. This is hilarious. The host goes, and now let's take a look at their vaginas, and I was like, wait, what the fuck am I watching? And then like the door slides up a little bit more, and then this female host and this guy contestant are talking about 4 different vaginas that just got exposed by a little sliding door. And I was like, whoa, now you have my interest. And
Is this all uncensored?
Oh, yeah. You can find it on YouTube.
Good Lord.
You can find it
What's
on
it called
YouTube.
again?
It's called Dating Naked.
Okay.
So they're like talking about like the way the vaginas are shaped and like, oh, this one is very tight, tucked and neat. And this one's kind of,
Did they use the word taut to define any of them?
I just watched the
Did
one.
they say roast
the
beef?
one episode.
Did they say roast beef curtains?
They definitely didn't, but there definitely was one of the.
Always watch out for
hanging
the
had
beef
some,
curtains.
some beef curtains. So then they like slide up, and then they go to like the torso, and then it's like, all right, cool. And I'm sitting
And they
there,
go the breasts.
and then they go like, oh, let's look at their breasts, and then they start talking about that, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then obviously, because this makes total sense, the last thing they look at is their faces.
Oh yeah.
And then like they just
like-
pick.
Oh.
And then the dude's like, well, I'm gonna pick before the faces.
Yeah, I was
So the
gonna
girls
say.
get-
So before the faces.
I would say it would make more sense if it was before the face.
So before the faces,
You gotta
the dude's like, oh, I'm gonna pick
Oh.
number 2 and number
That's
4.
awesome.
So I'm pretty sure he picked 2, and then the 2 get chosen, and they walk out, and then the other 2 are like there, and then they go away.
So
And then the dude gets naked, and then the 2 girls judge him, and then they like go and like, I don't know, it's like a whole weird thing.
So it's like a Cincinnati Bengal, right? You know what Cincinnati Bengal is, right?
No.
Oh, great uniform, ugly helmet.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So like you get a Cincinnati Bengal, right? Like that really can happen. Like if I was on that show, it would turn from naked dating to naked and afraid. Because they'd be like, all right, now we're at his penis, and you'd hear me from behind the screen like, I ain't seen my penis in a year. Tell me about it, girl. I'm just saying. Like it would go to naked and afraid.
Could you guys speak a little louder?
Yeah.
I need this for my notes.
Yeah. They're like, oh, well, his penis is... You better speak up because I ain't seen it. I just grab it and pee out of it. Right? Like, honestly, like all of a sudden you got a butterface coming out. They're like, oh, look at she's so tight. And then fucking her face looks like fucking Captain Lou Albino from fucking wrestling in the 80s. Bitch looked like King Kong Bundy after he died the other day. That's fucking crazy. That's a great show. That would be Naked and Afraid for me, though. As soon as I got on the show, I'd change the name to Naked and Afraid.
Yeah.
Because they'd be like, and it's got a hairy belly and his dick is weird.
Yeah, I thought it was insane when I was watching.
You know
it.
what's
I was like,
weird?
wait, what the fuck? This is a legitimate show. This is on TV, on cable TV.
Listen, not because I want to, but I'm going to follow up and see what you're talking about.
For research purposes.
Research.
Yeah.
Research
Yeah.
purposes.
Yeah. You don't want to be ignorant to something like that.
I
Like,
wanna
you have to become informed.
I want to go on the show. Because I got a body like Rosie O'Donnell with a dick. So it would be fucking amazing what they said about me. They'd be like, oh my god, I just got a date with Rosie O'Donnell. They show my face and I'm like, not me!
Just
Right?
kidding.
Just kidding, look at the beard! And they'd be like, Rosie O'Donnell has a beard. I'm like, she does. She does.
Like, so was everyone on the show like moderately decent bodies?
Yeah, was everybody looking good? How did the Vaguntis look?
So of the 4, one of them was like kind of busted. But the other 3.
But her body was great. She was a fucking Cincinnati Bengal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks, dude.
Yeah.
She looked like Pac-Man Jones. Poor Pac-Man.
Well, I mean, they're all British too, so I'm just assuming that
The
their
teeth.
teeth sucked.
Bad
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I'm glad that all 3 of us are on the same page.
Yo,
on that
listen,
one.
like I don't want to get too like PC, but yo, what the y'all ain't got fluoride? Like
They're a second world country, so you know.
they want to brush their
You know,
teeth around the
everyone
country.
talks about first world and third world countries, and no one ever knows an example of a second world country. Great Britain.
Or they
Because
just
they don't have fluoride in
or
their
they
water,
just have
and their teeth are like this.
Yeah, like how much money do you make if you're a British dentist? Like you must make some fucking dough.
Bad or none because you suck.
No, it doesn't.
Or no
matter.
one goes.
The standards
They
aren't
don't
high.
exist. The
They're
British
like,
people
"Oh,
don't
only-
have dentists.
I only half your teeth are green. Yeah, only half. Amazing. Who's your dentist? Like, think about that. They got like some of the greatest like Secret Service agents and shit, and they can't figure out how not to look like fucking Austin Powers in their mouth. Like that's so fucked up, bro. That's why when that Brexit shit happens and they get out of the EU, the European United, once that Brexit shit happens, teeth are gonna get worse. They're gonna have nothing. They're not gonna have a fucking toothbrush.
They're gonna look like Alabama.
Oh Jesus, yeah. And welcome to the bayou. We call it Britain. Like what the fuck? That Brexit shit fucked me up because I wanted to go to Northern Ireland and I wanted to go in September. But I'm like, nah, man, because I'm Irish and the Irish people fight over anything. They're gonna put a gate up and they're gonna fight over it.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm like, nah, fuck all that. That shit is fuck. Oh, I don't know what they're doing. They're like, hey, we're just gonna leave
Yo, we're just
the
gonna-
Union. Like
Of the continent you're attached to.
name a person that works.
Well, they technically are an island.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is let me ask you something.
I guess that's okay.
Name somebody you know that works for the union that is the one dude on the job that just walks off and be like, you know what, I'm going to work, but I don't want any union responsibilities. That doesn't happen.
Right.
So that's what they're doing. And I'm like, all right, cool. So now I'm not going to Northern Ireland, but I might go to dentist school because I could go over there and make a
I want to be
fucking-
a dentist.
I want to be a dentist.
Heard.
Who wants to build toys? I want to be a dentist. You want to be a dentist? One of the greatest scenes. Do you know that they stopped Rudolph? They said Rudolph was bullied in the PC, and they put the black over his nose so he couldn't be who he really was. They were trying to pull Rudolph off of TV.
What?
Which is okay. So
Oh, go. Let's go.
Rudolph holds a very special place in my life. I fucking love that movie. It's my favorite Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
I have a whole drinking game for it. And in college, one time, didn't do my due diligence, so it's not my fault. But they said, "Oh, Rudolph's gonna be on," and it wasn't the real Rudolph. It was some imposter. It was like Rudolph in the Land of Misfit Toys. I'm like, no, this is not
Nah,
it.
and the Land of
Yeah.
Misfit Toys is in the movie, but you can't
Yeah.
make a whole movie about
No,
it.
they did the whole movie, and like, no, this doesn't work for me.
This isn't
I
Rudolph.
threw.
Nobody wants a Charlie in the box. Not for a whole episode, motherfucker. No, we don't.
No, we
Yeah.
don't. But I heard that it's like you cannot just take Rudolph off TV. Like the whole moral of the story is
He persevered.
he
Right.
wasn't allowed to do what he was supposed to do. He chugged along anyway, and then he was rewarded by actually getting what he wanted.
And not only getting that, but becoming the leader. He led the sleigh.
yeah, so not only he wasn't good enough to be a peon.
Won't you lead my sleigh tonight? That was a quote.
I'll lead.
I
you
mean,
anyway.
for Santa,
That was a quote.
Christmas is only like a moderately important day. So like leading the sleigh that night. So like it's like not a big deal.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's
Like
one night out
whatever.
every year.
yeah, like happens every year. But
Like, who cares who's leading the bobsled team? That shit, they race all the time.
yeah, all the time. But yeah, that I heard. I'm like, God, it's like that's you guys are missing the fucking point. Like there actually is a moral to Rudolph.
It's
Like,
a great moral
outside of
story.
it being the song and my favorite Christmas movie and one of the best drinking games ever. Like there actually was a moral to the story, the song, the movie, all of it, and you wanna ban Rudolph because of one integral aspect of the story.
Yeah.
Right.
So when I drink a lot, my nose gets red. Should I stop? No, because my red nose could be used to lead a sleigh.
Exactly.
One day.
Exactly.
That's true.
No,
Exactly
people
what I'm
get too
saying.
stupid, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And then he puts the black stuff in his nose, and he can't let be him, and he's gonna have an identity crisis. No, motherfucker, he's not gonna have an identity crisis because
he ain't no bitch.
Because he's made of clay.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say one, he's made of clay. Two, he's a fucking reindeer. Reindeer don't have identity disorders.
No.
No, they don't.
No.
And if they do, a reindeer might think they're a moose.
Yeah.
You know, I might have met a
Or
couple.
an elk.
I mean,
Yeah. Hey, Gus, gee, stop talking like Bullwinkle. You're a fucking reindeer. No, I'm not. I'm a fucking moose. No, you're not, motherfucker. You're a reindeer. That's how it happens. That was just a tangent.
Maybe they are capable
My
of
bad.
identity disorders. Then.
Yeah.
Oh, I would say I can't argue with that.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
argue with fucking.
Sometimes I identify as a moose.
Yeah. I identify as a horse.
It's okay, because it's 2019. I can do that.
I'm the opposite of a minotaur. I'm a horse from the waist up. Because no Irish guy can be a horse from the waist down, you know what I'm saying? God, gee, Rocky, watch me pull the rabbit out of my hat. You're a fucking reindeer. Stop acting like a fucking moose. Sorry. I go on tangents. You guys are feeding me these beers. I love it. Can't wait to drive home in reverse.
The Mansfield Airport is literally down the street. Maybe you could hop on a plane and take Bob Kraft's plane. He doesn't need it right now.
He has it in Mansfield?
And then you can take it to
He has it in
to
Mansfield?
Winthrop
Yeah, but if I go to...
or Logan, because it's right across the street.
No, I think... Because his plane, if you get on it, is automatically set to the airport in
It's
Jupiter. It goes right to Jupiter, Florida.
It's a one-way
And I'm
trip.
like, I don't want no part of this. I don't want it. No rub and tugs. I don't want it. You fucking ruined rub and tugs for everybody's grandfather.
So Club Pro Guy on Twitter.
Yeah.
So Club Pro Guy on Twitter is a parody account of a golf pro. So what he does is every time some guy that's like lesser known wins. So this guy Keith Mitchell won the Honda Classic, which is literally 20 minutes from the
Jupiter.
Asia Orchids Day
Yeah.
Spa, whatever.
So they were all there.
Pretty probably. I mean, why not?
Yeah, carrot. Carrot's not bad.
And so what he does is he writes these letters to the winners after, and he's like, yeah, the Honda Classic with the schedule change, we know that there wasn't as strong of a field, but don't let that bring you down, man. And then, he just goes on, his parody letter the entire way, and he goes, so I noticed that you won, over $1 million for that. I would take the $59 and go visit the Asia Orchids Day Spa and have yourself a time.
Oh my god! People ask me because I do trafficking shit for work and it.
Yeah.
I'm like, Robert Kraft didn't fucking know.
No.
He thought he was getting a fucking Handuka from a happy ending, and he was like, oh my god, I love this. If he knew, after he got pulled over, he wouldn't have gone back the next day.
No.
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Or he did, and he's just stupid.
No.
Or drunk.
He's pretty fucking smart, clearly.
Yeah, he's Bobby Kraft.
Yeah.
I call him Bobby.
Yeah. But and also, what they have it on video. They have video evidence.
I can't wait to see
and
that
the two trips, who he got the rub and tug from,
Same
were licensed
Masseuses.
masseuses. So it's he didn't even get a rub and tug from one of the women that was illegal that got trafficked here.
Wow. Well,
But when the
He
news
should
first
just come
drops
up-
it, they're looking for headlines and they're looking
Here's
for
what he
clicks.
should do.
So they say Bob Kraft sex trafficking.
why don't these rich, famous people...
And it's no. He went to get a rub and tug. He paid $59, and then he peeled off a couple hundreds
Tipped her.
probably, because he's a billionaire and he doesn't
Yeah.
give a fuck about hundreds.
You know where he fucked up though? He hired that lawyer that got Epstein off, and
Yeah.
that's a bad.
Yeah.
You got to put his PR. He should hire me because I'd be the first motherfucker who'll be like, "Yo, Bob, don't do that shit.
Yeah.
Don't hire that motherfucker because
Right.
that motherfucker is he gets dudes off that actually fucks 14-year-olds. So this is gonna look awkward for you.
Right.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go on fucking TV and be like, you know what? I'm an old man who fell victim to his temptations.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. And whatever due diligence has to happen, dude, he'll go into the diversion program. His record will be cleared. Do you think I give a fuck if an owner's suspended? Just don't suspend Tom Brady again.
Right.
The owner ain't winning the Super Bowl for us.
Nope.
So you know what? You can't go to the ceremony. You know what? Lay back. Take a fucking vacation. Do
Yeah.
whatever. But admit you fucking did it. And once you admit it, the media can't probe.
Right.
like, hey, Scott, like, you hung like a fucking snail face. And I'm like, more like a snail antenna. But yeah, now no one can fight it. Like, now, if you listen to the podcast, and if I get divorced and I start dating somebody who's listening to the podcast, I told you. I told you.
You did.
I told you about my French tickler.
Well, like some of the guys were even saying that too. They
Did
were
I
like,
have a
if you
French
just
tickler? That is a great segue. So what, guys? No, I'm just kidding. It's Robert Kraft. Go ahead.
Paul.
You know what? He didn't even tell me his real name. He told me his name's Michael.
That's classic Paul.
Yeah, it's such a fucking Paul. Fuck Paul. It's a Paul.
Oh, Paul.
Yeah.
Shout out to
You
Paul.
need to call Derek and tell him to tell Paul.
Yeah.
That wasn't me.
No, they were saying that. They were like, I think he thinks that like this might put his like Hall of Fame
Who gives a fuck?
eligibility up, and he cares about that, so he's gonna fight this. It's like, dude, what did we learn from Tom Brady? You fight this shit, it gets worse.
Right.
Exactly. And even if you win on a technicality, we know you did.
The video's coming out.
You got a video.
The video's coming out.
Dude, you got a hand duka. Like,
Who
okay.
cares? Who cares?
I got a hand duka in 7th grade in a game of Truth or Dare. I was 12. I'm just saying.
Right.
Like, it happens. Jesus.
It's normal.
But it wasn't, nobody was traffic.
No.
It was just a bunch of crazy kids playing a game. Remember those games? Let's get to that. Truth or Dare. Remember Truth or Dare?
Oh yeah.
You know how it started? Because you know, like, everybody would be like trying to hug Truth. So I just went right. I was like a strategic Truth or Dare player. Like, Truth or Dare. She would be like, Truth. I'd be like, all right, if you could bang anybody in this room, who would it be? Right? And then she'd say it, and I'm like,
Oh, levels here.
If it was me, I'd be like, word. If it was my boy, I'd look at him like, you owe me. You got this shit. I got you, bro. If you don't realize, and then the dares come out, and they'd be like, all right, well, you already said you want to bang me, so I gave you
bang me.
Bang me. Yeah. Truth or Dare was just a game for all of us to fucking not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I made out with her. It was Truth or Dare.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the girl looks like a fucking walrus in the summer. Just saying. Maybe that's happened to me. Maybe it hasn't. I'm not thinking shit.
Hey, we've all been there.
There's no diversion program for me. There's gonna be no guilty.
No.
Look like a walrus in the summer.
You think a walrus can sweat?
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
the walruses I've been with sweating. I'm just saying. You know what a walrus is, right? It's a big girl like a facial hair. Yeah, listen, if they can call like me, if I was a gay dude, they'd be like, oh, he's a grizzly bear. Because they got my baby and I'm big. So I can call a girl a walrus.
So that's the whole thing, too. It's like there's a bunch of different categories now and classifications for like...
You know more? You've been studying the periodical table of fucking gay animals?
I've been told, yeah.
Most of my knowledge comes from Toucher and Rich, Guy from Machine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where he calls Fred
Hey,
a groundhog.
Freddy!
Yeah.
Yeah, so Fred's a groundhog.
There's otters and bears.
All of which can be doubled.
Really?
Double groundhog.
Oh, you could be...
What's a double groundhog?
I have no idea.
Oh.
You can't say it and not have it.
Well, it's just Guy from Machine.
All right,
Yeah.
Google it, Maury.
Yep.
So I get my
Hey,
info.
Freddy.
Yeah, I get my info from Toucher and Rich, and then Fighter and the Kid podcast.
Jesus.
Because they talk about it all the time too. So apparently it's definitely a bear, an otter. Which one did you say?
A walrus, but that's a fat girl
that's
with a
not
mustache.
Fuck, there's another one.
That's not a
I
fat girl
can't
with a
think of.
mustache. A bear, an otter, a what?
I'm blanking.
A blanket.
So an otter.
By the way, Michael Jackson named his kid Blanket.
A bear is like a bigger dude. So like
I know what a bear is.
who's covered in hair, and an otter
Mhm.
is the same thing as a bear, but just not that big. So like I've been told I would be an otter
All right.
because I'm not big enough to be a bear.
You know what I would be?
What would you be?
A Yeti. Hey, and my slogan would be, "Are you ready for the Yeti?"
And you'd have to carry around a Yeti cooler all the time.
Yeah. Which, the Yeti cooler has definitely fucked up my outlook on Yetis. Because, like, Yetis to me were like these mystical
Yeah.
animals, and then they became like a gay name for me.
Yeah.
And now they're fucking
Now it's a
$9,000. Now it's a $9,000 fucking cup cozy.
Yeah. Oh, that's a cool Yeti. It's $75. It does keep your drink really fucking cold all the time.
You know what else keeps my drink? You know what else keeps my drink really fucking cold? Ice, and if I fucking drink it quick enough. Right? My beers never get fucking warm. You know why? Because I fucking drink them quick enough. Yep. I don't need a Yeti.
Yeah.
But I like them, and I have one.
I have 3 of them.
Oh, you're the fucking.
Well, this guy's a great consumer.
So
Great
2 of them, I received.
He is consumer man.
I received 2 of them for Christmas. Mm-hmm. I bought 1 for myself, and then I got.
Who got you Yetis for Christmas?
Take a guess.
I bet you your cousin Lou got them.
That's right.
Damn, you know Yetis.
Yeah.
I got my wife a Yeti for Valentine's Day. Meaning me. She's like, I don't know if you're hot or cold. I was like, just be happy I'm alive, baby.
Yeah, I just need one or the other.
That's it. Because when you're like me, you're hung with the side of a bottle cap. Look at that shit. Now you get a visual. I'm just kidding. Kinda.
It's like an innie belly button.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you. High five. You just gave me 2 inches. It was fucking amazing. You guys, your podcast listeners are going to be like, yo, I remember that guy. He was the Irish guy that said he had a small prick. I can tweet pictures if you need it. But
you're going to have to pay for those, so Venmo, VL,
no, you're going to have to.
O2.
You're going to have to pay for those and buy that thing at the library that makes the cards bigger.
Electron microscopes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like the Incredible Hulk. I'm a grower, not a show, like they always say. I'm like the Incredible Hulk.
Does it turn green?
I'm like, you wouldn't like it if it's angry. All of a sudden, it's fucking like 1 inch of fucking just muscle. Isn't that amazing?
That's incredible.
They're like, oh my god, oysters are aphrodisiacs. I'm like, oysters are huge. What the fuck are you talking about? Holy shit. King Kong Bundy died this week, the old wrestler, the fat guy. He died single too, which is a surprise because he was fat, and I think he was in like North Carolina and Florida.
Yeah.
So I'm only picturing him with a rifle.
Oh, so we actually.
That's not prejudice.
I get something. I'm gonna.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna archive that. I may forget it though.
Go ahead. What?
No, I'm gonna save it.
Save what?
I'm saving something for my final thought. I just got a final thought now.
You guys do final thoughts?
So I'm notoriously fucking terrible at final thoughts. Because I never have one. Mm-hmm. And now I got one.
We only do them on every show.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
I'm still bugging out because, like, if a girl had to stand across from me and they showed my feet, then my knees, then my clam neck, and then my tits, then my tits,
right now.
then my neck, like, nobody would pick me on that show.
No.
And then they show my face, and they'd be like, "Oh, thank God." You know who? You know who would pick me? A fucking extra from Game of Thrones.
Vanessa.
Look at my face. I could only get one extra from Game of Thrones.
She would pick you.
She would definitely not pick me. I was so much better when she first got with me. I'm like, you know, like when you first buy that block of Philadelphia cream cheese, right? And you first buy it, and it's like a nice block of just white fluff, and you take a couple spoonfuls. It's really good, but then you leave it in the fridge. And the shit just gets disgusting and yellow. That's what she's in. That's what happened. That's what happened since day one with my wife. I became a disgusting and yellow, crusty block of Philadelphia cream cheese. Because at first I was like the smooth, nice, compacted,
fluffy,
just
whipped.
white, whipped and compacted. And then now, like, you know when you leave in the refrigerator and you pull the fucking tinfoil back and it's just fucking yellow.
It's a horror show.
You're like, this isn't going to end well, but like, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god, this is like toe fungus. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's come to.
You got to take the toe knife.
So no, she wouldn't pick me. And I wouldn't even be mad if she didn't. Because I wouldn't pick me in a parallel universe. I'd be like, wow, his chest hairs are a phoenix, but his penis hairs are covering everything. I'm a bullfrog. You know what a bullfrog is? You know what a bullfrog is, guys?
No.
It's when your balls are bigger than your dick, so it looks like a bullfrog. Al Croker, ribbit. You guys don't know about a bullfrog? Shit, you guys gotta have me guessing the show a couple more times. I'll teach you guys some shit. I'm just kidding. I'm not a bullfrog. Not kidding.
No, I'm not kidding.
Dick so small I can piss on my balls. Oh, you guys, this has been fun. This has been fun, man. You guys are a fun crowd. Sorry.
All right. Do we
You have a final thought?
Do we want to get to some final thoughts?
Yeah,
You
were
first, because
All right.
you thought about it and then saved it in your memory bank.
Fuck.
What is it?
What was it?
You better.
Oh my fucking god!
Holy shit!
I'm
dude.
retarded.
No.
Right. Hey, so for anyone that's listening, that if you listen to our podcast, chances are you listen to other podcasts, and throughout the world, this week or last week actually, Joe Rogan had Alex Jones back on his podcast for the first time.
Like they got an
Whatever.
argument?
So it was a 5.5. It was almost 6 hours long of podcast. I listened to the whole thing. Whatever, call me what you want, but my
Just
favorite.
don't call you a bullfrog.
Yeah, my favorite part of it, and this has turned into like little clips and everything on Instagram and all that shit, where it was like Alex Jones gets up and he goes, "Well, I'm kind of retarded," and then he like goes and says whatever. So like everyone has been using that clip and then they're just saying fucked up shit.
Yeah.
That's where I just got that from. Where I couldn't remember my final thought.
So what's your final
Oh,
thought?
so that isn't your final.
No, that wasn't my final thought.
I was on your train. I thought it was your final
I remember what it was.
Way to go.
So it's more of a fact checker, but a couple episodes ago we were talking to Jones, our buddy Jones, and we talked about the celebrities that were going to die first
Who was
in
that?
2019.
Who said Luke Perry?
We lost. We all lost because nobody picked Luke Perry.
Who's Luke Perry?
He just,
Dylan?
from
McKay?
from
90210?
90210. He died on Monday.
Uh,
Yeah, he died Monday, and so we lost. However, I will say that although we didn't pick the first person to die, the people that we did pick to die are still up for this year.
Who?
I think I picked. Who the fuck did I pick? I know
Ozzy was a big one.
One of them was Queen
Did
Elizabeth.
anybody pick Alex Trebek? Because
I took
he has
Queen
stage
Elizabeth.
4 cancer right now.
Not good.
Poor guy.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. What is You're Gonna Die, Alex?
Yeah.
200.
Pancreatic cancer.
What is things that will kill you?
Yeah, for 200. Poor guy. And you know, he got on TV and was like, he's like, I'm going to fight this. I respect this. He goes, I'm going to fight this. And he goes, you know why I'm going to fight it? Because I still have 3 years of my contract with Jeopardy. I was like, that's a funny motherfucker.
Oh my
See,
God.
humor in
Yeah,
the face of bullshit.
exactly.
Yep.
But pancreatic cancer is no joke.
Yeah, no joke.
It's,
My uncle got diagnosed with it this is years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, like in December.
Yeah,
and they gave him 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
He was dead in May. So they nailed it. It was 5 months. That was
Wow.
it. Pancreatic cancer is like the worst cancer in the world. You
Mhm.
can't because you get cancer somewhere else, you get like kidney cancer or whatever, like they're like, you take out one of your kidneys, or like you got liver cancer, we'll take out like a chunk of your liver, it'll grow back. You
Prostate
can't live.
cancer, they'll take your asshole out.
Yeah, that's fine. Colon cancer, they'll
Shit in a
literally
bag.
take out your colon, you shit in a bag.
Yeah.
The prostate
That's fine.
one is they just take out your prostate.
They take out your
But
asshole.
you can't live without the pancreas, so you're fucked. So pancreatic cancer is the worst.
So nobody put
cancer
Alex
to get.
Trebek on their list? Now I'm
No,
going to step
I didn't know that.
Hey.
I didn't know he was sick. If he was, I would have
It
picked
just
him.
happened today, so I'm going with Alex Trebek. I can't jump in the game early.
No, you get in.
I say count it.
Yeah, no, I count it definitely.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
My wife literally got like teary-eyed because we watch Jeopardy every night. And sometimes I complain. I'm like, I don't want our life to be salmon and Jeopardy. I want to have sex in exotic places, like the washing machine.
But it's Tuesday. Why did you make meatloaf?
No,
Meatloaf is on Fridays.
And the fucked up thing is I'm the one who cooks. So why did I make meatloaf? It sucks.
Before I knew it, it was just here.
Yeah, before I knew it, it was just... You guys are fucked up.
My grandparents
Hold
were
on.
like that.
Hold on.
My
You guys are
grandfather
fucked up.
would eat the same exact thing every single day.
You guys are fucked up.
Literally for like 50 fucking
Do you want to
years.
know why you guys are fucked up? True story, swear to
we
God,
had
and
this
everything.
show.
Yeah. Before I left the house, I was like, I put the meat in the fridge to defrost. I'm going to make meatloaf tomorrow night, babe.
Yeah.
It really happened.
It's like
True
I knew.
story.
It's
You
because
knew.
I knew.
So that's your final thought?
Yeah, that we got the thing wrong, but the people that we had said we're gonna die this
I
year.
guess
it's
I
still
guess
up for a
really
chance.
what we
So
did, what
I
we did
guess
say
the final
is
thought sucks.
we did that's not true.
That final thought
It
sucks.
never is.
And with the double anticipation, where you brought it up,
Well, I kind of
thanked
had
it,
like
and forgot it.
I kind of had
Yeah,
like
and
two
then went
final
with it.
thoughts. I went with the
Bobby
Alex Jones.
and I were waiting.
I went with the
for real
Alex
shit.
Jones where he was like, well, "I'm kind of retarded," and then went.
yes,
So I had
yes,
two.
you are.
Yeah. Well, I am actually.
Mine's gonna be about. So this will come out like a week after the news broke. But the knuckleballer who got
Oh,
popped for
yes.
PEDs.
Why? You're a knuckleballer. You don't
Stephen
need
Wright.
power.
Stephen Wright.
Jesus
So
Christ.
not
80
only
games.
not only domestic abuse with that guy,
80
Wow.
games.
PEDs, 80 games, because he's a knuckleballer.
So he sounds like
That's
a good
weird.
guy.
Yeah. So far, putting things together, he's a class act like Kopech. Kopech may have just been drugs. That might be a
Yeah.
shot at his character unnecessary. But yeah, Stephen Wright's got a domestic abuse thing. He's got the PEDs, and he throws the fucking knuckleball.
How do you do PEDs to a knuckleball? That's like a eunuch asking for a condom. That's like a eunuch on Viagra. What the fuck you doing?
Well, it's like so like when to get
I
like,
thought about that today. I was
to
like,
get a touch nerdy on like steroids. It's like okay, so well, if you don't train, steroids don't do anything. Sure, whatever,
Yeah.
cool, but
Unless you're in season and you're throwing.
well, that's the thing. It's like you're talking
throwing-
recovery.
Yeah, you're throwing.
What are
like
you
100 pitches.
what are
at
you
your
recovering
four
from?
ways. Yeah.
he's a knuckleballer.
He wasn't even on like the postseason
Ready?
roster.
Watch
Right.
this.
I mean, this is
I
coming,
just did an arm slow motion and just flicked my knuckles.
I mean, this is coming from a guy who can throw a mean knuckleball with a wiffle ball. And I can make that motherfucker dance.
Except when I hit it.
You don't hit my balls.
You're right.
Wait a minute.
I just pegged you.
So, and you guys are roommates.
Yeah.
Roommates.
Yeah. Swear to God.
Yeah. That's alright, we're good. The girl I'm talking to doesn't listen to this. We're safe. We're safe.
Oh, Kevin doesn't listen to this.
Oh, his name's Kevin.
Her
That's
name's
nice.
Kevin.
Kevin seems nice.
Kevin seems cool. I like Kevin.
Yeah.
I have to write my murder
So
manual.
what's your
Kevin
final
now.
thought about Wright?
Oh, so I'm just like so you're a knuckleballer, mediocre at that, and you're gonna decide not to be smart enough to beat your PED test, because that's what it comes down to. PEDs is an IQ test.
Right.
There are guys out there. Actually, there's a guy in Mexico because I'm pretty sure he's not allowed back in the U.S. And I read the article that
You
he
must
wrote.
see a great news lady every morning when you guys
That might be worth moving down there.
He watches the weather every day.
Every day.
I would
Every day he's got that
on
on.
repeat.
Absolutely. So this guy was like, I've sold them, bought them, injected them, taken them, whatever. He goes, people pay me to beat their tests. Olympic test, whatever test.
Is that Johnny Romano?
Yes. That is him.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember his name.
Yeah.
Not John Romanello.
No, Johnny Romano.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was just like, yeah,
I
he
know a
goes,
thing or two about it.
He goes, PED tests, they're just an IQ test. He goes, if you fail it, then
It
it's
is.
just like failing, you're stupid.
It
That's
is.
it. You decided to go on PEDs and not do it the right way. That's all it comes down to.
Right.
So this guy's a knuckleballer, doesn't throw, didn't pitch in the postseason. I'm pretty sure Pomeranz beat him out for the roster spot.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
he did.
And then he gets popped for PEDs in spring training. What the fuck are you? What are you? And this is all on the heels of the domestic abuse thing, which I think was just last year or the year before.
Yeah.
Like, my lord, you're a knuckleball pitcher and it is just spiraling out of control.
Yeah.
I never thought a knuckleball
Well,
like
pitcher
Tim
was fine,
Wakefield,
yeah.
because Tim Wakefield is your knuckleball pitcher. Phil
Right.
Niekro for the older people, but like Tim Wakefield's your guy. There is nothing about Tim Wakefield. It's like Tim Wakefield threw a knuckleball. That is it. End of biography.
Belly's the size of mine.
He did
If
a
he
few
would've-
Bernie and Phil's
Look,
commercials.
if Tim Wakefield went on the British show, he can't see his dick either.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And
he
it's-
ain't no shape.
And I'm just like, man, as a knuckleball pitcher, you can't even do that right. My fucking lord.
Yeah.
I'd say go kill yourself. That seems extreme.
It's only extreme if people don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe not because he is a bad person. The domestic abuse stuff's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, if that's legit, then he is a shit person, and apparently a dumbass.
Well, it's just unintelligent.
Yeah.
I get a final thought?
Do you have a final thought?
Yeah, I do.
What you got?
Never let your kids sleep over any man's house that has Peter Pan posters. That's my final thought.
Note
Just don't
to
do
self: take down Peter Pan posters.
Yeah, I'm just
Replace
saying,
with Robin Hood
like-
posters.
it. Listen, celebrities will bang your kids, so
Yeah.
don't let them sleep over.
That's just statistics.
If Brad Pitt wants my kids to sleep over, no. I'll
No.
sleep over at Brad Pitt's house.
How about me instead?
Yeah, because he's handsome. I'm just saying, there's
I
certain,
mean,
yeah.
yeah.
Like if Matthew McConaughey was like, hey, I'm weird, sleep at my house. I'd be like, sure.
I'd let him peg me.
I'd be like, sure, I'll sleep at your house, not my kid.
Yeah.
So, if you ever walk into a house and see Peter Pan posters,
Yeah.
no slumber parties.
Pull the ripcord.
Yeah.
That's it, no slumber parties. That's my final thought. Poor kids.
That's great. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, I'm glad you do. Because you don't have kids and I do. So now I have to go explain to them why I don't buy Peter Pan peanut butter anymore. Even though my dog likes it.
Because it's your dog.
Get it. He'll
I
eat
got
anything.
it. I got it.
He'll eat Teddy.
I got it. I see what you did.
Local guy.
Call it.
Yeah.
He's a local guy, you're right.
Oh man. Well, thank you to all you guys that are listening,
Sorry.
and the people that are
Watching.
watching on YouTube.
Boo boo.
So we are now officially on everywhere that you can find podcasts. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, fucking, I don't know, Spotify, wherever. We're up. We're on all of them now. The only one we're not on is SoundCloud, because SoundCloud made me do a bunch of
Are
shit
you on Twitch?
that I didn't want to do.
Are you on Twitch?
No,
On Twitch.
YouTube. We
I
just
tw-
got
I
on YouTube.
Twitch. I
Yeah,
Twitch sometimes.
I Twitch. But it's
At night-
mostly because I
'cause
just
night terrors.
haven't
Genetic.
drank in a while. So thanks again, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us and listening to us and watching us. And you can find us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. Buy a fucking t-shirt.
Yep.
The link is in the bio on our Instagram. You can find us on Twitter. We're sarcasm_speaks sarcasm. One of these days I'll get that right without stuttering. What else am I forgetting?
Weekend Warriors on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Check
Season
out
1's
Weekend
out.
Warriors.
Season 2's
Do it.
coming.
Yeah.
We got Eric Bobo, Sticky Fingers from Onyx. We got a whole bunch of people on it.
Yeah.
It's a funny ass fucking show.
It is, honestly, it's a great show. I watched it. It's phenomenal. It's you got 10
Thank
episodes in a season.
Yeah. And they're only a half hour each, so
Yeah.
you don't feel like you're sucked into our stupidness for that long.
It is great comedy. If you enjoy the Broken Lizard stuff, so like, you know, Beer Fest, Super Troopers, all that.
Puddle Cruiser, which none of you have watched.
Yeah, it's great. It's,
Happiness in the household.
Yeah. It is awesome. So thanks Alias.
That was great. This was a good
For hanging
time.
out.
This was an awesome time. I'm gonna come back. You guys have
Oh
to
yeah,
have me
no,
back.
Always
absolutely.
welcome.
Anytime. Literally anytime you want.
Yeah.
You're always
As
welcome.
long as it's beer and I can bring
Yeah.
it, I'll be here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
You
like
can bring Parker.
No.
You know, you can bring Miles.
I
do
can-
whatever.
no,
when
'cause
I'm
I would
around.
bring Parker, but you guys don't have organic peanut butter.
Oh.
It doesn't work for free, that dog.
All right. So for Scott and Bobby, I'm Jared. Thanks again, everybody. Good night.
That was fun as shit. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. No,
that
was
should
great.
be good. That should be good.
That was good.
That should be good.
Honestly, I don't think I've laughed that much on it.
Dude, that was fun. We really segued Michael Jackson from the Bible. That was fucking